What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar, the cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The abolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday. Welcome to it.
Yes.
Although I just looked out the window,
Uh-huh.
this makes look like it's going to rain out there.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting morning. The sun's coming up over here, so you got the bright coming in here, the gray up here. Here I am with the Fox Scoodle. Here's a guy. You look over here, you got the gray from the sky. You got the sun coming in over here. Boom, it comes in.
We got a front moving in from the north.
And boom. That's how it works. That's how it goes. But yeah, do we have any chance for it in the forecast?
Not that I saw.
Huh.
But,
Can't hear you. There you are.
oh, you can't hear me?
No, you were so far away. We're like, Mike, where'd you go, bud?
Oh, sorry, I was checking. According to this, no talk of rain.
Oh. All right, then.
Hotness and witness.
Ooh, hotness and witness. Oh, wind.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my hat.
Well, good news. Our first guest knows a thing or two about weather. Jim Tucker will be doing this here in just a little bit. Skyborne weather coordinator.
That guy's a real ham.
Yeah, they have the spotter training class coming up here April 16th. Hence the reason he's coming in. But
Indeed.
I'll be like, hey, what's that look like to you?
Hey, spot that for me, would you? Sky, warn me.
Yes. Educate me, por favor. But yes, happy Good Friday.
Yes,
Good Friday, everybody. I don't know how to formally officially.
I don't know if you're supposed to say that he has risen on Good Friday, because I don't think he hasn't.
No,
risen.
it'll be Sunday.
Right, he hasn't
That's
risen
Easter.
yet.
Today's
At this point,
Good Friday.
he's just kind of, digesting dinner from the night before, supper from the night before, excuse me.
If you want to, I guess, go to the timeline.
Right.
But yes, Good Friday, everybody. I always feel like happy Good Friday. You can't.
No, it's just
Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Good Friday. Yeah, all I think of
Fedora dip.
All I can think of is Robin Hood Men in Tights. Like, good morrow. Hey, yeah, bad.
Hey, yeah,
Dick
bad.
Van Patten.
I noticed that you had a full week. Sans hat.
Yeah, well, I wore it last night. I had a meeting last night,
Okay.
so I was wearing a hat last night. But, yeah, I just, because I knew it was going to be windy today, so I said, I will leave the hat at home.
Now, is that a problem? Because I deal with that on a constant basis, especially the other day when it was super windy.
Yeah.
I had to walk into the store holding my hat to make
Yeah.
sure it wouldn't blow off.
Well, the type of hats I generally wear, yes.
But
Because I don't wear a baseball cap. I wear
Right.
those Scully hats.
But I figured they were more fitted a bit. Like,
They are, but
is the band elastic?
no.
Like, okay.
And so it doesn't grip. I mean, it's fitted, but if the wind hits that brim the right way,
Yep,
it'll
it'll-
launch that bad boy right off the top of your cabeza.
Because I feel like, yeah, you should look into that style of hat, that Scully, but with maybe like a more elastic band that'll kind of adhere to the head.
Maybe, but generally those are lesser
Lower
quality hats. Yeah,
Sure.
generally speaking.
So you haven't looked on Temu. That's what you're saying.
I have not looked on Team. I you know what? I've never ever been on that page.
Dude, yeah, I was going to say you should check it out, but
no,
no,
I
you
probably
shouldn't.
I do not. need
Knowing
to.
Mike, you
Yeah.
probably shouldn't.
I should not. Yes.
$38 and 17 small items later.
Yeah. I
Dude,
do have a little bit of no restraint on some things.
I wanted I went on to Temu, and I've been watching these like random cocktail videos, like showing how like to make cocktails and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting a bar spoon.
Okay.
One of those long ones, with the scoop at the end and then the thing to break the ice at the other end, that's all swirling bit. I wanted one real bad. I found one. It's pretty colors, kind of got the chameleon color to it.
Yeah.
So I order it, and
Off Temu.
And 6 to 8 weeks later, as normal Temu packages are known to arrive.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Temu thinks I do cocaine now. The spoon I got was about this long.
To say, why is everything tinier than it?
And the scoop is like literally the size of my pinky nail. I'm like, Temu thinks I've got a problem. That ain't it, Temu. I just wanted to make drinks. Now I got to make very tiny drinks.
Does Temu do like Amazon and give you wish list suggestions or whatever?
Oh my God, dude. That's why I say you shouldn't get involved with Temu.
Yeah, probably not.
Because the second you like dip a toe in, every like 3 or 4 hours, they're like, "Hey, bud, why don't you come on back, browse around?" What they do is they'll send you this thing, and it's always the same. It's always exactly the same. Like, spin for a discount. You always get the bone, like the question mark bonus, and it's like 60%. And then they're like, "We're gonna blow it up to 90%, 90% discount on some crap."
Everyone's a winner on those flyers.
You know who I blame for the key bridge? Temu. If we weren't making so many nonsense purchases, you think cargo ships would be stacked that high and deep?
Probably not. Probably not. Full with a bunch of tiny spoons. But happy Friday. Happy Good Friday.
We made it.
Big thank you to McDonald's, as they do each and every Friday, are purveyors of delicious breakfast treats for us and sponsoring the show. Big thank you to them. Download the app, start utilizing it, and earning free food basically on your first use of the app for the first time.
I just remembered. I got hot cakes waiting for me this morning.
Oh, that's right. It's Hot Cake Friday. Mm-hmm. Sean made a request for hot cakes yesterday, so he's got some hot cakes waiting.
The pro move, you have to have enough butter. You butter both your hot cakes. Take that sausage, put it right in the middle of them cakes.
Yeah. And then Syrup City.
Oh, then Syrup City, exactly. It's like a McGriddle on steroids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know why they don't incorporate maple syrup and sausage into, like, it is a very good match made in heaven.
It is. Really is.
I mean, but I do not like when they infuse the syrup in the sausage. Like when you buy like the sausage at the store that's already got the syrup in it. Mm-hmm. That ain't right to me.
Yeah,
it's got a funky smell to it.
That and okay. I've said this about maple flavored sausage for years. It just makes your house. It's great for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the entire rest of the weekend, your house just smells like a maple fart.
Yeah, and then you forget, and then you go out and you come back to, man, this smells like sausage from yesterday.
Right. That's right. I enjoyed myself for 20 minutes, and I'm still smelling it.
Yeah. I'd rather have regular sausage.
Why do all the things that bring me such joy smell so terrible?
And by the way, and this might be a little more controversial. With pancakes,
hot cakes, please,
or hot cakes, or griddle cakes,
yes,
if you will. Proper sausage pairing, links.
I agree.
Links.
I do agree. Absolutely.
Proper sausage pairing is links.
You need a certain level of pop.
Yep. The link casing gives the sweet snap that you need.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. If you show up with your patties, I will be very happy.
100%. I'd be amenable to patties. 100%.
However, if you want to do it correctly,
if you want to come correct,
go with the link.
Absolutely. Dude, I gotta say, the more I've seen like the representation of the full-on English breakfast, the more I really want to try it.
Well, it's literally just loads of mostly meat.
It is, but
with
there's
beans and eggs and tomatoes.
There's a lot of scary to it, like the fact that it's literally like vine tomatoes that have been like roasted or whatever. But then there's the blood sausage. But even that, I'm like, I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. Oh, I need it. I need everything except the tomatoes on the plate because I don't like tomatoes.
See, that's what's weird is you're like, oh yeah, I'd totally get down on that blood sausage. Bring it over here. Tomatoes where I draw the line.
Yeah, I'm weird like that. But to be honest, it's just an excuse for me to eat baked beans for breakfast.
Sure.
Every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? It's not a bad thing. A British got it down with this eating beans for breakfast kind of thing.
I haven't really browsed the bean aisle that closely. Can we get the standard Heinz beans that they sell in? Do they sell those?
I've seen them on there.
Okay, because I'm of the mindset that Bush's like corners the market when it comes to beans.
You gotta look either higher or lower on the shelf.
It's that blue can still, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's like the Heinz logo, and
Okay.
it says with the Heinz 57 kind of
Right,
logo,
right.
but and then it says I think it says pork and beans or something. It didn't say. I think it says pork and beans on it, if I remember right. But anyway, yes, they are there. But like in the middle is your Bushes and your Van Camps and all these. But you got to go either up top or down low to find the Heinz. Like
That's true with most products. I've
and you'll
noticed.
notice, like, because the only reason I'm saying this, I happened to get a can because, again, I was influenced. I'm like, I'm going to try some beans. And I was like, I'm going to have beans on toast. I see all these British people eat beans on toast. I'm going to have beans. So I got the Heinz, which is more, and it's, I opened it and had it, had my beans on toast. And yes, the sauce, gravy, whatever you want to call in there, is a thinner, waterier
right.
than your Bushes.
It's more tomato based.
Yeah, when the Bush is loaded with the honey and the sugar and the maple whatevers, and the au naturel is not as loaded up with all that stuff. So, but anyway.
By the way, Ayana checking in on the chat that saying that bacon. I'm not arguing that bacon's not a good choice. I'm just saying that the correct choice when it comes to is link sausage.
But proper pairing.
Yes. Plus,
be the
bacon is such a dangerous like precipice to be on because you don't know how they prepare their bacon. You don't know if it's going to be flimsy, floppy, hard, crunchy.
And I love bacon. It is arguably one of the most best meats ever gone in man's mouth.
Concurred.
However, it's got everything. Give Sausage Links one thing, please.
Let Sausage Link have their moment in the
They
sun.
got one. Like bacon's
Let them have
got
their moment
everything.
in the syrup.
Bacon's crowbar desserts. They've crowbar sandwiches. They
It's
crowbar
true.
salads. They crowbar everything.
I would love to see a sausage sundae, a sausage caramel sundae. Absolutely, bring it on.
Give Sausage Links their day, and their one seed is pancakes or hotcakes or griddle.
That's right. It really is the perfect pairing. Bacon goes with everything. Sausage only goes with a few things.
Exactly. So, but big thank you to McDonald's. They do have hotcakes, no Sausage Links, but
No.
you can go patty and roll it.
You can crimp it in there. If you've got like one of those like old school those sushi rolling kits, you can like roll your sausage up, maybe in some nori.
Like a sausage taquito.
Oh, I like it.
But big thank you to McDonald's. Download the app, utilize it, start earning rewards. And definitely and they're still doing the sweet and chili sauce.
McDonald's.
If you haven't tried it yet, it's worth a try. I mean, even if you're not into the anime and all that, get the sauce, and it pairs very nicely with chicken nuggets. But I would even throw it on a breakfast sandwich.
Oh yeah,
It'd
absolutely.
be just as good because it's got the sweetness that will pair well with
The sweet and the heat go good on your meat.
and you're New Mexican. You know about the heat. So thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
As always, appreciate it. Let me give you the full rundown. Like I mentioned, Jim Tucker, Skywarn Weather Coordinator, going to join us here in just a few minutes and talk about their next spotter training, which is coming up April the 16th. Plus, he's a ham guy. Not like he loves ham. I'm sure he loves ham, but ham radio.
We were just talking about a lot of ham-based products.
That's right. He's like, man, how do you know he likes ham? I'm sure we mean he does, but he's ham radio, so we'll probably get an update from there, too. In the 8 o'clock
ham
hour.
is more of a beacon. Bacon.
Everything's about the meat.
It is.
And then in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have Scott and Ruben from Richland join us, the Dodge Boys, inviting everyone out their big Easter festivities. Tomorrow out at Richland Dodge. And then at Carpenter Park, they're going to do the big Easter egg hunt and everything else tomorrow. So we'll get an update from them. Also in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to work in our interview we had with Aldo from Do Portugal Circus, which tonight is opening night.
Yep.
Tonight, tomorrow, they're going to be out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. Join Sean.
Yes, we'll be out there 5 to 8.
Yeah. Matter of fact, he might have some tickets to give away and all kind of stuff.
May indeed.
But we'll play that interview with Aldo, who's one of the he's an acrobat.
Yes.
He was actually here 4 years ago when they were actually here when COVID hit, and they were the circus group that called the fairgrounds home for about a year and a half.
Which you gotta admit, it added a little extra little like sprinkling of creepy onto the COVID Sunday.
Yeah.
But like the whole world was shut down, and all of a sudden we have a circus tent just hanging out.
Like if we were part of an AMC television series, that would be very apropos. You know what I mean?
Slow calliope as they ease into the slow pan over. Yeah.
Oh, well, the circus got stuck in town. Yeah, and then local sheriff. I mean, it's totally like out of an episode off AMC or FX or Sci-Fi Channel or something. So, but anyway, we'll play that interview at about 8:45. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Kathy Lay with Keep Roswell Beautiful will join us. And they've got the big seedling giveaway event for Arbor Day coming up April 13th. So she'll join us to talk a little bit about that and give us an update what's going on with Keep Roswell Clean and Beautiful. Plus, we'll have all of the other features that include the newses of the local and national variety, Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. But first, here is your weather. Gonna be hot, gonna be windy. And that's all I have to say about that.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It does look pretty good today, although we will have a little bit of cloud cover and gusty wind around 30 miles an hour. Very warm, our afternoon high in the mid-80s. Overnight, we're in the low 40s, clearing up a little bit with a few lingering clouds and still windy, and then some cloud cover, low 80s and breezy on Saturday. Very windy on Sunday, going up to about 80, partly sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 48 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 29% with winds out of the south at 9 miles per hour. We do have a red flag warning that will take effect beginning at 12 noon today, remaining in effect through 7 p.m. this evening. That's because, well, really, I think it's mostly because of the drier conditions because, yeah, it's going to be windy, but not, like we've had way, way worse winds. Like today they're talking cloudy this morning, which they're nailing it. Gradually, that's clearing and becoming sunny. Expect a high of 86 today with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, increasing out of the west 15 to 20 later today. So, but regardless, fire weather watch. As always, be mindful of that stuff. Don't be throwing cigarette butts out the window or, welding in dry areas. You know the drill. For tonight, increasing clouds. Expect an overnight low of 46 degrees. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight tonight. For you Saturday, partly cloudy, 82 for a high tomorrow. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour early, increasing 15 to 20 for the afternoon. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 54 degrees. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Again, they'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight Saturday night. For your Easter Sunday, you might want to get your Easter egg hunting in a little early. They're talking patchy blowing dust for the afternoon, mostly cloudy, and a high of 80 on Sunday. Winds will be breezy out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour early, increasing 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour by Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, partly cloudy and breezy with an overnight low of 48. And Monday, when you head back to work and school, mostly sunny and breezy, 71, the expected high there. All right, it is 23 minutes after 7. We're going to take about a 2-minute break. And then Skywarn Weather Coordinator Jim Tucker will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Get your tickets now as Red Zone presents A Night with C.J. Stroud, Saturday, April 13th at the Bulldog Pit in Artesia. Previously announced as A Night with Jason Witten, Jason became unavailable, so C.J. Stroud stepped up to take his place. C.J. is the 2024 Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Houston Texans and 2-time Heisman Trophy finalist. Admission is free, but you must have a ticket to enter. Jason Witten printed tickets are still good, and remaining tickets are available at the Artesia Chamber of Commerce. This invitation is courtesy of H.F. Sinclair. Excited about C.J. Stroud coming to Artesia.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
It's Kubota Orange Days, your golden opportunity to score a deal that'll make your neighbors green with envy. Shop the year's best selection of Kubota tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles, including the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA. And get the year's best deals, like 0% APR for 84 months and up to $2,500 off BX23S tractors.
Visit Amigo Machinery, located at 2801 Southeast Main Street, Roswell.
You don't have to live with a non-healing wound. The Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center at Artesia General Hospital provides compassionate care to people experiencing chronic or complicated wounds. Led by certified family nurse practitioner Rochelle McIntyre, our wound care team will work with you to build your customized treatment plan. Podiatrist Jennifer Chow and Joseph Krupa also specialize in lower limb wound care, and we are proud to have state-of-the-art hyperbaric oxygen chambers, a proven treatment that promotes successful healing. Visit artesiageneral.com/wound to learn more.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Jim Tucker, Skywarn Weather Coordinator here for our region, Chavez County, joining us in studio this morning. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing great. How's life in your world this morning?
Everything's is good. It really is. Yeah. It's come to the point where if I can get up and get around and have all my faculties together,
call it a win,
right?
Day. Well, and so of course, if you're not familiar, Jim joins us a few times a year and talks Skywarn Weather Coordinating and ham radio usually, because was one of his other big passions is ham radio, and to be honest, they kind of go hand in hand. Skywarn Weather Coordinating and ham radio. I mean, you don't need to have ham radio to be a Skywarn Weather Coordinator, but if you are a Skywarn Weather Coordinator with ham radio, it is helpful.
It is, yes, exactly. Yeah. It does go hand in hand.
Yes, absolutely. But what we really want to do is coming up here on April 16th is the next Skywarn Weather Coordinator spotter training. So if you ever wanted to, if you want to participate, whenever the spotters are the eyes and ears for really the National Weather Service here in southeast New Mexico and really all over the country, particularly rural parts where we don't get as much satellite coverage or, we don't have all the bells and whistles, Doppler radar 37 or whatever they're up to now on some of that stuff. Albuquerque, Midland, they get really good coverage. But when you get out in the boonies and the desert and things like that, they really rely on farmers, ranchers, people that are living in the region to give them eyewitness reports on what they're seeing. Mm-hmm. And they use that information to track the storms, to warn people, hey, we got a tornado recipe forming up here, start warning people in the area. As a spotter, you're very vital in getting the word out on when those severe weather times hit, because they do hit here. I mean, y'all, it's not a question of if. At least a couple times a year, we get tornado warnings or some kind of severe weather, hail, something going on. And to be honest, by you just observing and reporting some of this stuff, you could save lives.
Well, sure. And that's, as you mentioned about the technology, where we live here, particularly in the Pecos Valley, we rely primarily on Cannon Air Force Base radar.
Okay.
But
out of Clovis there.
You're right. And,
which is 2 hours away. Yeah.
Exactly. and oftentimes, I say often, once in a while that radar will go down. Mm-hmm. And then when they do, we either rely on Lubbock or we're on the very fringe of Midland radar.
Gotcha.
But when it goes down, like yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before, whatever, there was a few little activity in the area, nothing severe by any stretch. But I thought, I'm going to bring up radar and just kind of look at it. And Cannon was down. So I went to Lubbock, and Lubbock goes down.
Oh, no. But we're literally flying blind on this one.
Right, and it's at those times when really the spotters are more valuable. Because
absolutely.
If there was anything going on severe, and we have no radar, basically.
Right. Then we need basically, we're there's no warning. They're flying blind. And
yeah, they do have satellite. They can tell some things by satellite. But the idea is, the thing to remember is when radar has a tilt pan to it, if you can imagine a pie pan with just a slight concave in the bottom of it where the middle is.
Right.
Okay, that's kind of like the radar pan is, because the lowest, I think, is 0.5 degrees or 1 degree or something like that. Anyway, when you take that in and then add in the curvature of the Earth from Cannon down here, you get about a 10,000 foot base there where the radar can't see anything.
A little blind there.
And a lot goes on in
spot.
that area.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So the Weather Service really depends on ground truth observations to make determinations on what to issue, early warnings to get people alerted to, to do something, take some cover. So.
Plus, it's part of the, because obviously, and this is where the class will come in, because it'll talk about the different types of the clouds and things and see. And so when the clouds are doing things up there, that's your clues, that's your indicators. If it's swirling this way or if it's forming this way, that indicates, where a storm's forming or where a storm could be forming or the direction the storm is going. Oh, well, look. See how it's moving this way? It's not building yet, but wait till it gets here. It's probably going to start building into something nasty over here. By you taking the class, you actually can learn some of those signs. And really, all they're asking you to do is if you're out and doing your daily life, you're not having to run out and go buy a truck like a Twister and start running around chasing tornadoes in the desert. That's not what they're asking you to do.
They're not.
No.
Yeah, and really, it's important that people know that they're not even obligated to make reports. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, this is a class where you can come, you can learn about it if you've got an interest in severe weather.
Sure.
Come see what these different formations are, what qualifies as a tornado and what doesn't, because sometimes we look at stuff, it looks like a tornado.
And that's just good information to have, regardless of whether you're wanting to be a spotter or not. You live in New Mexico, and from time to time, if you can read the tea leaves literally here, you can get a pretty good idea what's going on. And I'm sorry, that's going to be very useful to a person, especially if you do work out in the ranches and farms or oil field or whatever out there.
That's it. And and then also too, it doesn't only pertain to severe weather, but there's also other things you learn, like these brownout dust storms we have, and it's it's very important that people remember that when they're caught in a brownout condition, which sometimes can happen almost without warning. I mean, you know about it, but
they come in as quick as they go out sometimes. Yeah,
they do. And if you're caught in a situation where you can't see beyond the hood ornament, I say, but whatever.
To be honest, I've been in one, and you literally could not see past.
Cannot
the hood.
see.
It is the scariest thing I think I've ever experienced driving.
It is, and if you're really in that situation, you need to remember, just slow down, safely pull over to the side of the road, as far off the roadway as you can.
Not
safely.
in the lane, not in the highway.
Not in the highway. Turn your lights off, put the car in park, get off the brake, and make sure there's no lights on your car, because people will follow lights. And it's like I've got a light bar in my car, inside my car, that's got mags on it, and I use it for monitoring the races.
Sure.
But and I thought of putting that on there, and I thought, no, because that's just going to make matters worse.
Sure. Well, think of it, it's like a lighthouse in a storm. That's the same purpose here is storms. The ships in the storm, they're looking for the lighthouse that they're following. So by nature, that's human nature to do that. And another thing, it's kind of like you also get some of the same properties you get like in the fog. Like I don't know if you all remember driver's ed. Some of you may not, but if you remember back in the day, they used to teach you when foggy conditions are out, do not use your high beams. Never use your high beams in the fog. It'll actually make you more blind, because the fog basically reflects the light back in your face. You can actually have that same experience in dust too. So that's some of the lights and brightening up and everything is not your friend in the dust storms.
Yeah.
But you're right. Get over. I know people. I was telling you the one time I went through and scared me. What doubly scared me, and I'm lucky, I was in the right place at the right time instead of the wrong place. I was literally, and this was right at the Chaves County, Eddy County, right where that
where the trees are.
Yeah, that ranch there, the dairy farm there is. And that's like a little dust highway sometimes right there. And I caught it one time where it was a brownout, and it was about a quarter-mile stretch where I could not see past the hood of the car. I literally, and I'm like, wow. So I stayed in the left lane, and I kept slow, but it kept moving. And sure enough, in the middle of that, a car was in the right lane, stopped. And I didn't see it until I was right on it. And had I been in the same lane, I would have plowed right back. But I didn't even see them till I was literally passing them in the dust. And I was like, that person is so, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I think they just panicked. And, sometimes humans do that. You freak, and you just freeze. And I think that's kind of what happened there.
Could be.
So that's to your point earlier. Do not stop. Slowly get off the road to stop. Don't stop in the middle of the road. Get as far over, almost to if you don't feel pavement anymore, and then get over there. And that way you'll definitely increase your safety odds exponentially doing that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
and because I mean, we just was it a week or two ago? I mean, down the Dexter Highway and all that. You heard all the Travis County Sheriff and other first responders reporting what people were seeing and doing out there and telling people to stay home. They closed the highway 285, I think, here that one day, and that. Folks, we live in that stretch between here and Artesia. When this dust hits and all that, it is a highway of dust and debris and some of the worst driving conditions you'll ever experience. You'll probably experience driving between here and Artesia.
Yeah, that's it. And unfortunately, that one of those accidents. So we had two storms. I think the first storm, Orchard Park, I believe, a fatality. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
so,
unfortunately, and
it's
so this is people tell you the things to do, but doing the next step here is coming and checking out this class. Educate yourself. Like you said earlier, it's you're not obligated to anything. If you want to just come and learn the information and learn what to look for and have it in your back pocket, because at some point in life you're gonna want to need this stuff. But if you want to get full into this and want to be more involved and get even to like at Jim's level here, and you're monitoring, and I picture Jim's got like a room with all these computers and antennas, and you just kind of almost like a computer, like evil genius science lab kind of thing.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a comm center. Yeah, it's yeah. I see that because Tim Shy from the National Weather Service. He's gone now. Unfortunately, he passed on, but he took me for a tour through. In fact, I've got that video still on YouTube. But he took me for a guided tour through the National Weather Service field office in Albuquerque, and really nice guy. And one of the things he was saying, he took me into the main control room, and they had this cross pattern where 4 operators with about 3 or 4 monitors, in this floor, which you can't see on radio what I'm doing, but if you can kind of vision that. And he walked in there and showed me what the room was, and he says, "We have a saying around here." He says, "He who dies with the most screens is the winner." And that's the thing. I mean, I've got about 4 screens in my
It's
studio.
probably like a bragging thing. It's like, oh, you only got 4 screens. I got 6 screens. I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, and actually, if trained spotters want to do this that have GMRS radio licenses, I've got GMRS radio also licensed there in my studio, so I could run my net. What we do is we run a radio net with the ham radio operators, and myself or Gary, one of us will come on and we'll announce a net when there's severe weather impending or maybe in the area and potentially anyway. And then we'll have the different stations that want to check in.
Okay.
So we may get half a dozen or more check-ins sometimes. And what that does for us is I'll be keeping track of them. I'm listening to the weather service. I'm watching the radar on the screen. And then if either from their stationary location or if they want to go out and ride and, cruise, we kind of train everybody how to stay safe and avoid, but they can make their observations. And then as I'm writing them down and taking their observations, I'm also on a chat room right to the National Weather Service, so I can send them this information.
So they're getting it almost as quick as you're getting it.
Oh yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
And
works out real well,
which makes sense because obviously when it comes to storms and weather, minutes are lives in this. I mean, joking back to the Twister movie and all that again, but aside from all the flying cows and all that stuff, the research and what they're to try to give people more time and give, that was kind of the premise of that movie. It's like, where's this machine to, how much 15 minutes more time would be valuable to people on mornings on this? And that's, so really this is that part of that. And so please come to the class. I think if nothing else, you're just going to be like, wow, this is really interesting and really gee whiz cool, learning about, and especially where we live. We're very lucky that we live in this rural, with convenience and you trade off, but the things you get to see, Earth's beauties out there, you don't get to see that back east.
You don't get to see it. Just coming back, we come back from Lubbock once a month or so, from doctor's visits and stuff. And coming back in, we're coming in about sundown. Of course, once the glaring sun gets down below the deck, I mean, it's just orange, purple, just beautiful, you know.
Yeah, you don't. You kind of take it for granted when you live out here, but like I remember like watching movies as a kid. I grew up in Maryland, D.C. area, and watching movies as a kid. You always see those movies where they have the giant moon, or you know what I mean. And I'm like, that's all Hollywood. And then I moved to New Mexico, and I'm like, oh, they really do get moons that big and everything sometimes, you know? You don't see all that.
Yeah, and it's also ideal area, really, for storm spotting because, you know, there's it's so unobstructed. You don't have a bunch of trees. And then when you do spot a storm, you can know how to safely get in proximity to it to where you can sit there and watch it. I've got another video on YouTube of the tornado that went across the northwest part of town in 2010, October. And, just, you know, I saw on the radar, I saw the markers, and I said, there's something going on with this storm. So I jumped in the car and went up on Pine Lodge Road and saw a nice formed wall cloud. And I just sat there and watched it for a bit and got my camera set up and stuff. And she dropped a tornado, and it went on the ground for about 10 minutes out across.
Watching from the distance is probably kind of beautiful. When you,
it is.
You know what I mean? And, you know, when it's in the middle of nowhere and there's nobody, you know, you're just like, wow, that's really sit back and enjoy the beauty of what you're seeing here for the the magnitude of it, and you know, that's the one thing at weather. You know, it always reminds us how you think you're a big fish in the pond and all that, and Mother Nature will real quick show you.
Remind you.
You're respecting the big thing, a big picture of things here.
That's it. And when you take this class, they will give you a toll-free phone number to call. And that's a spotter line. And if you're out and about and you see something, and I mean, some things are kind of no-brainers. Now, if you got they have reporting criteria, winds in excess of 50 knots or 58 miles per hour measured. So if you've got instruments and you see some of this criteria, yes, go ahead and report it. Some of the lesser stuff like pea-sized hail, maybe not. But if that pea-sized hail completely covers the roadway, then they like to know about that because we had an accident out west of town just a couple of weeks ago, and it's like. And they said, and they put it out as, and it was about the 317 out there, and it was due to ice on the road. And it's like, ice on the road. I pulled up radar, and there's this one little spot that went across the highway, and it, told Weather Service, I said, this is what we're hearing reported, and it was a rollover accident, and I guess it either turned out to be grapple or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Just enough to make that roadway slick.
Gotcha.
And didn't realize.
Well,
and
that's to be honest, and I've always was told like driver's ed and everything. Usually the slipperiest, the roads at its slipperiest right at the beginning of a rainstorm, or because that's when you got the wet mixed with whatever dirt and debris that was sitting on top of the road, and then the road. At least after it's been raining a while, it kind of washes some of that off. And so I'm not saying go Dukes of Hazzard and around, once it's full on raining. But to be honest, your most dangerous time as far as driving conditions is usually right when the storm is starting and when the rain is just falling and stuff. But that being said, when you see the sleet and hail and all the grackle and all that, that's a term I never really heard a lot until the last year or so. Here.
Right.
They've been throwing it in quite a bit here, and then I confuse it with the birds that meddle
grackles,
in our
grackles and grackle grapple.
But please, again, if you're interested. The good news is this is free. Everything's free of charge. It doesn't cost you a thing.
Yeah, no pre-registration or anything.
And it's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. at the Daniels Leadership Center, which is there on the campus of the New Mexico Military Institute. It's, I guess, technically slightly south of the campus there.
Well, yeah, and if you north.
North. You're right. I'm sorry, north. I was going north.
Yeah, so be sure to come in off of 19th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, actually, you can see the Daniels Leadership Center if you turn on Main and 19th. You're coming. If you're coming off of Main Street, you'll see, and it'll be that big brown building there, kind of on your left. And you go right, pull into the parking lot, and walk right on in. It's actually a cool facility if you've never been there. There's a lot of cool things in there. I've been in there a couple times.
Oh yeah, and also just to add, also, if you many of you might be used to the fact that, in prior years, we had the 1:30 class.
Yeah, there was a new, like a midday and a nighttime. Yeah, now it's just the evening class.
Just the evening class this year.
But it's free of charge. And again, it'll be happening April 16th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Daniels Leadership Center there on the New Mexico Military Institute campus, 100 West 19th, if you want to GPS it and plug it in and let the robot lady tell you exactly where to go. I do it. I use it in town all the time too, because there's certain I'm like, I know where that is, but I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
You know?
I've got this one fellow lives on, a friend of mine lives on Holly Loop.
Yeah.
And I know exactly, I know where it is approximately, but is it, I can't remember, is it off of Mission Arch or is it off of, you know what I mean? So
yeah, it starts bleeding in your head. It's like, what turn is it again or whatever.
Yeah, because Mescalero, Brendo, and Country, all them, I get kind of.
Yeah, it gets muddy after a while. Yeah, I know exactly. And then you turn, I used to. I have a horrible sense of direction anyway. I'm just one of those people by nature that, I can read compasses and do, thank God I'm an Eagle Scout, so I can work the tools.
Right.
But which way's north? I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, and in Denver, it was easy for us because we knew where the mountains was
yeah,
west.
And that's my cheat code. I'm like, all right, I'm on Main Street. Hold on, let me look at it. That way's north. I'm going north.
Yeah,
I literally have to use landmarks on the ground to help me out here. I have zero sense of which way's west and east, north, south. So.
Right.
But again, come on, and if you want to learn a little bit more about weather here, just for your gee whiz curious information, or if you want to get more involved and become maybe, and that's another thing too. If you want to get to the next level and say, hey, I also want to get involved with the ham stuff and maybe be a part of the communication. Really, you can get in cheaply if you got a smartphone. That's kind of that can be a foot in the door for you here.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to get more into it, then like any other hobby or activity, it can get as expensive as you want it to be.
That's it. And I mean, you can buy one of the most popular radios out there right now is the Baofeng UV5R, and many people may use them for businesses, non-coms, non-profits, whatever, that you need comms. A lot of people may have them for that.
Good deal.
And you can program them for GMR. Well, for GMRS, I'll say that. And then ham radio, just remember that some places you go, bands have certain restrictions on what kind of radios, but
I was always curious, and it just because I was thinking about this last night. Like when the ham and you can access and listen to stuff on your phone, how is it actually picking up ham signals, or is it getting ham signals that are being fed to the internet?
That's exactly it. That's what you just said. Because like Echolink, for instance, and I don't know how much time you have, but anyway, there's an app called Echolink.
Okay.
And when you bring up Echolink, come on, baby. It's I've got favorites. There's repeaters, or there's nodes and links all around the world.
Gotcha.
And what they do is they through the internet servers, they link in. Like, let's say you have a repeater out here.
Okay.
And you want to link that into Echolink, then you can have a computer tied to it. The computer's on the internet, and then when someone pushes in a certain code or whatever, sometimes you can just set them to be linked up all the time.
Okay.
And the one of our local repeaters was, and I'm going to see if for some reason it wouldn't link last night. I think the connection might have been down on the internet. Yeah, that one's not going to link up, but there's plenty others. Like I could go on here. Here's the North Central Texas. Oh, not logged in. Okay. How about Alamogordo W5QCP? Let's see if if this checks in. Yeah, and I mean, you could
just sleep it in on Friday there, and
yeah. See.
Oh, okay, cool.
So now I'm linked up to that repeater.
Nice.
Through a node.
Now, does it if you want to communicate back? Can you do that the same way, or is it really just observing and listening through a phone or something like that?
No, it's two-way communication.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
I didn't know so does it in essence work the same back? You go through the internet, in essence, it puts it back to the ham signal to get it to the destination in which you are intending it to be. If the other ends, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that because I was like, because ham it's all radio frequencies, and I'm not an expert anyway, but I know enough to be in trouble on some of that stuff, and it's really about bands. If you look at it like a big spectrum, and like your police bands are on one side, and when you're listening to us, it's on one part, and then there's the ham in there as well, and it's all part of this spectrum here, and so it's all radio waves, all in a different spectrum, and that's
even your phones. I mean, it's just two-way radio. It's full duplex two-way radio.
Gotcha.
And it's just
just uses a different frequency that
it's way up there.
Yeah. So that's why I was curious about that, because I know enough to know it's gotta. I mean, even as simple as like your remote control cars and airplanes, there's a set of frequencies on the spectrum that are just for that kind of stuff. So
yeah, and so much stuff uses RF anymore. It's like really a miracle it doesn't all get confused more than it does, But,
well, you almost wonder if it's the same stuff like you go with your garage door clicker and just go down the neighborhood and see how many doors you open.
Yeah, there's got to be a duplication somewhere.
Absolutely here. But if you're interested in ham, when's your next meeting for the ham radio guys here?
Oh, let's see. We've got VE testing. If you've been studying for your ham radio license and you'd like to go ahead and take a test for it, we do one basically every quarter.
Okay.
And the next one is going to be, which I thought I would already.
Y'all still meet pretty much every weekend at the clubhouse there? Or,
we have a coffee every Saturday morning, and then the first Saturday of every month we have the monthly business meeting.
Okay.
And the public's welcome to come to that.
Yeah,
also.
if you're interested in one to learn.
Saturday mornings. Yeah. And it's we're now in at the Adult Center on North Missouri.
Okay.
So we're no longer downtown.
Well, now that the Adult Center's kind of full back from COVID now, and by the way, if you're looking for activities and things, the Adult Center's got a full slate every day of arts, crafts, games. Like if they're looking for more people. Like I think they used to have their card groups that go there and play cards. They're starting to all come back together and back to the thing now. So if you're looking for things to do, the Adult Center's full on operation. Pre-COVID levels of activities and stuff out there.
Yeah, and I used to have the idea of not wanting to go down there with all those old guys. Now guess what?
Now you're like,
I'm
wait
one
a
of
minute.
those old guys.
I look like these people. What happened?
Right. Man, that guy looks old. Oh, I went to high school with him.
Right. You look old. Shut up, dude. Check it out a mirror.
Exactly.
Right.
But our next VE testing session is going to be on the 13th of April.
Okay. So coming up here in a week or two, just over a week here. Yep. Almost 2 weeks. But
and you can call. I can just throw my phone number out there if anybody has any questions. If that's all right. 575-208-9696.
Okay.
So just give me a call if you want information or leave a message, and I'll get back to you or something. And for more information on VE testing or the Skywarn class or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to, and if you want to get involved with it, or if you just want to ask ham stuff, come out to Skywarn training here on the 16th, and after the thing, you can talk to Jim. He'll be happy to kind of tell you more about ham radio or more Skywarn stuff if you want to get next level. And it's like, all right, I got the bug. What's my first piece of equipment I should buy?
Yeah, and you know what a lot of hams are doing now, and you could go back the other way, but is if you want to get your GMRS license, we've got several repeaters in the area. And they're not real active just yet, but we're getting there, and a lot of the hams are getting their GMRS licenses.
And you'd be surprised when that stuff comes handy in times of need and things like that. You never. It's we live in an area where things like this, you never know you're going to need that kind of stuff. It's,
right.
We don't live in the world where we have the conveniences of a city and everything's we live in Roswell and you can DoorDash and do all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to this kind of stuff, amenities, things that up to the minute information and stuff, it's a little bit slower out in our world than it is even with internet and everything. And so Skywarn Weather Coordinating, ham radio, these are the forms of communication, the forms of things that we know that trump technology. They, when technology all fails, and sometimes it does, ham radio guys are usually ones that are able to broadcast in the dark. The Skywarn people are the ones getting the word out when there are other ways available to get the word out. So.
Yeah, and there's other things we do is hams. I don't know how much time we have really talk about this to go down this trail, but in ham radio, we also do, in fact, one thing I do like to do is get involved in is WinLink. And what that does is uses HF radio, which doesn't rely on repeaters or anything, but we can send formatted messages and emails outside of the area and to another radio with no internet.
Wow.
Yeah, so
it's really like if things are really remote, there's ways to even,
Yeah, we can get information
get a
out
smoke
of the area.
signal out there.
If we really had a major deal, which hopefully we never do. But
right.
These
These are hopefully never, but it's sure nice when there's a situation. I mean, and that's just it. If there's missing people in the mountains, or even if something simple, if they're running like a 5K or something around here, the ham guys are very much in part of that and helping out, and maybe not in the foreground, but they're out in the distance, keeping an eye on things.
Well, that's it. And that's like, I'm part of search and rescue also. I'm in Chaves County's off-road search and rescue, and a good bunch of people I'm involved with. But basically, I'm comm support. So, again, that skill is being applied, is applied there. And just, different, of course, the Skywarn, just wherever.
I'm sure countless people have been rescued because they went camping in the mountains up there in Capitan, that area, and got turned around, lost, and cell phone ain't working, nothing ain't working up here. And guys.
I could tell you a personal story about that, but I won't do that right now.
But anyway, I just saw time. Mark April 16th is the Skywarn Spotter Training meeting. It's going to be 6 to 8 p.m. at the Daniels Leadership Center, which is there on the NMMI campus, 100 West 19th Street. Completely free. Do they need to RSVP or just show up, or would you like
show up?
Just
no pre-registration or anything. No,
okay, just come, bring yourself, and if you want to take notes or something like that, or whatever, and then come on out and learn and take this information. And if you want to get more involved with the Skywarn program, awesome. Talk with Jim. We can get you registered, set up, and everything else. But if you just take this class just to have this in your back pocket in case you ever been out in the desert, which you're gonna at some point, and you think, oh, that doesn't look right. Maybe I ought to check in on that.
Right. That's awesome. Good class. Come on out. We'd love to see you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Jim, as always, and we'll see you next time. All right.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you.
And we appreciate you and all your ham guys. You don't realize how much the good stuff these folks do behind the scenes.
Well,
so we appreciate it.
Yeah, and we just love to do it. It's just fun.
Yeah. I know. It's for you, it's all a bunch of fun and games, and it's an excuse to buy more equipment. And I get all that.
I told people, I said, I'm a frequency junkie.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. This is their free moments are in the basement working on this stuff. That's what they love doing. But thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
All right, 7:56. Let's pause for news before more news. Actually, I'll take news and a quick break. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell police are investigating a deadly crash from Wednesday night. Investigators determined 53-year-old Jimmy James Galvan of Roswell was crossing South Sunset Avenue near West Hobbs Street when he was struck by a car headed north in the inside lane of South Sunset. Galvan died of his injuries at a local hospital. Meanwhile, the 29-year-old driver of the car and a passenger were not injured. The driver told police he never saw Galvan, who was wearing dark-colored clothing in an unlit area. After nearly 4 years, the Southeast Loop Road is finally open. Eddy County Public Works Director Jason Burns said the Southeast Loop begins at the George Shoup Relief Route and ends near US 62 180, proceeding south on US Refinery Road to US 285. Burns said the Southeast Loop was part of an ongoing effort to reduce traffic congestion through southern Eddy County due to the increased fossil fuel development south of Carlsbad. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It does look pretty good today, although we will have a little bit of cloud cover and gusty wind around 30 miles an hour. Very warm, our afternoon high in the mid-80s. Overnight, we're in the low 40s, clearing up a little bit with a few lingering clouds and still windy, and then some cloud cover, low 80s and breezy on Saturday. Very windy on Sunday, going up to about 80, partly sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. Well, it was softball action between the two big city rivals, Goddard and Roswell, yesterday, and the Goddard Rockets took a victory 8-4 to move to 8-5 on the season. Goddard got 3 for 4 day from sophomore Marisol Hernandez, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, big rally in the third, 5 runs for the Rockets. Meanwhile, Roswell falls to 4-6. Roswell will play Lovington Tuesday night at 7. Goddard is at Clovis for a doubleheader Saturday at noon. Meanwhile, the Goddard baseball team was at the Academy tournament, the Rio Rancho tournament that started yesterday and lost to the host Rams by a score of 4-1. Goddard against Academy today. Roswell was at home ball against Santa Teresa in a wild game. The Desert Warriors win 16-13. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric. weather at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Roswell Honda is doubling down on doubling up. Yup, double your tax refund and march into savings at Roswell Honda. $1,000 get you $2,000, $1,500 get you $3,000, and $2,000, well, that means $4,000 towards your next vehicle. And with a lot full of amazing vehicles, you can double up and save big. Get a 2015 Hyundai Santa Fe, just $289 a month. A 2016 Jeep Cherokee, just $249 a month. Or a 2019 Nissan Versa, just $199 a month. Double up days roll on at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio, KND Roswell.
News this hour from town.com. I'm Rich Thomason. There just may be some hope for our inflation-battered budgets. An inflation gauge, closely watched by the Federal Reserve, shows price pressures gradually easing.
It's called the PCE Index, and it shows that prices rose 0.3% from January to February. That's a slightly smaller increase from the month before. Even so, inflation remains stubbornly above the Fed's 2% annual target, despite repeated interest rate hikes.
Correspondent Greg Clugston in Maryland.
At this point in the recovery, we are moving at full speed on a number of key priorities.
Governor Wes Moore says recovery from the catastrophic Baltimore bridge collapse is underway. The bodies of 2 of 6 missing construction workers have been recovered. The federal government is sending $60 million in aid to the state. Also, the largest crane on the eastern seaboard is Baltimore bound, so crews can start removing wreckage that has closed the vital port of Baltimore. Mum's the word from Israel following airstrikes targeting Hezbollah targets inside Syria.
Huge explosions lit up the sky in the early hours of Friday near Aleppo's international airport. The Syrian government said a number of Israeli missiles had been shot down by air defenses, but others clearly got through. Weapon stores used by Hezbollah are thought to have been targeted. More than 30 Syrian soldiers are reported to be among the dead, along with Hezbollah fighters. Syrian officials said civilians were also killed.
And that's BBC's Grant Ferret. While former President Trump attended the wake of a fallen NYPD officer in New York yesterday, across town, President Biden raked in $26 million in campaign cash, a fundraiser at New York's Radio City Music Hall, with former Presidents Obama and Clinton on hand for the event. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The UN's highest court strikes out at Israel.
The top court of the United Nations has issued 2 provisional measures against Israel in the genocide case brought by South Africa. It's ordering Israeli officials to open more land crossings to allow food, water, fuel, and supplies into Gaza and to report back in a month. The European Union's also urging Israel to lift the roadblocks. Ireland's Deputy Prime Minister Micheál Martin says the food is there, it's just not getting in.
It is criminal. It's absolutely a scandal.
Aid groups say complicated inspection procedures and continued fighting are delaying aid convoys. I'm Jackie Quinn.
And Israel says much of the aid that reaches Gaza meant for suffering civilians is actually being hijacked by Hamas. The EU aims to fast-track up to $1.1 billion in financial aid for Egypt. News and analysis at townhall.com. Forecast calls for a flurry of pink slips and job reassignments at Ford.
There's word that Ford will slash the number of hourly workers at a factory in Dearborn, Michigan that builds the F-150 Lightning, the electric truck. Sales of electric vehicles in the U.S. have been growing, but not as much as the industry expected. Ford sold just over 24,000 Lightnings last year. That is up 55% from 2022. But dealers are now reporting slower sales and rising inventories on the electric truck. Ford will transfer 700 workers to the Michigan assembly plant in Wayne to build the Bronco and Ranger. 700 more workers will either take a retirement package or will accept another assignment in Southeast Michigan. I'm Rita Foley.
Chinese telecom giant Huawei reports profits more than doubled last year. Its cloud and digital businesses thriving despite sanctions by the U.S. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The tablet said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2. The Deuce of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday. Yes. We made it to Friday. Ooh, got a lot going on. Easter weekend. It's Good Friday. Got circus tonight. Tomorrow we got, of course, Easter givings and celebrations everywhere. Richland's having their big Easter egg hunt. And then Easter Sunday, family plans. It's a busy weekend.
I went and did my whole Easter shopping yesterday. And so I got, okay, in fairness, yes, I did the parent cop-out thing of getting the pre-made basket. But I got some other stuff, too.
Okay.
So for my daughter, she's sort of, I know her. There's certain things that she likes. So I got her Hershey's Kisses and M&M's. Those are the candies that I know she
Those are safe.
Yeah. She also likes the nuggets, so I might get her some of those. But for my son, I got him really excited about this because I've never tried them. I'm really hoping he lets me have a piece of them. I got him a 4-pack of the Mr. Beast Feastables bars.
Okay.
Because he's talked about, Mr. Beast before and stuff, so I know he knows what Feastables
He's aware.
are. Right. I'm really hoping because he'll see them, he'll say Feastables because he'll know, and maybe this is how Rhiannon learned to read. I've pointed this out before. My daughter learned to read through logos.
Gotcha.
She saw Facebook, heard people say Facebook, and saw that it said Facebook underneath. It said Facebook.
Makes
and
sense.
It built phonetic bridges in her brain. Really hoping that same thing really works with Hunter. There's certain things he picks up on, like this was actually a funny thing. We were pulling out. I picked him up from school one day, and we were pulling out of the parking lot, and he looked over at a parking space over here, and he just says, "It says subscriber or subscribers." He said, "Do you think he's like, do you think it's for a YouTuber?" Or he's like, "Do you think Mr. Beast is going to be here?" I'm like, I was trying to figure out what he was talking about. I looked over, and on the thing it said sub. So what he saw as sub was subscriber.
Nice.
Because he hears like and sub.
I love that. He's starting to associate and put things
putting
together.
things together.
That's cool.
So I got a 4-pack of the different flavors of the Mr. Beast Feastables bar.
Okay.
Which they just, I don't know if you heard recently, have revamped the flavor.
Well, I'm aware he has products. I don't know what his products are. So I know he has candy bars, but I couldn't tell you one thing about them. Other than he has
there's
them.
4 different flavors. There's a milk chocolate, there's a dark chocolate with sea salt, and then a peanut butter one.
Okay.
The reviews that I've gotten from everybody is that the peanut butter Feastables bar is like the best chocolate bar ever made.
Really?
That it's like
that's a bold statement.
It's like above and beyond what Reese's is bringing to the table.
What?
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
So I'm curious. So I got him one of those. I'm gonna put that in his basket, and then they'll do the we'll color eggs on Saturday or tomorrow night, and then do the hunt on Sunday.
Okay.
So,
cool.
Be fun. Try to fit a full-fledged Easter into it.
Now I got to go track down a Mr. Beast peanut butter candy
Yeah, I
bar,
couldn't
'cause
find.
that's a bold statement.
I couldn't find them by themselves.
Yeah.
You can get them in the 4-pack of all the different flavors, or like a 10-pack of just the peanut butter ones.
So you got to either really like them.
Right. Not sure if I'm ready to commit.
You that or have.
And it
friends.
could just be people on YouTube glad handing Mr. Beast because he's Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
It's sort of,
I mean, that's a bold statement.
Well, it's, kiss the ring.
Like, it seems a bit braggadocious. It seems false. Because peanut butter and chocolate have been going on together a lot longer than Mr. Beast was shot onto this earth.
Well, from what I gathered through doing research about this is before, like the product before was subpar.
Yeah.
He basically found out about this and completely pulled everything off the shelves and completely revamped his specific recipe.
Okay.
So they said that the chocolate is more akin to like a European style chocolate. So like if you've ever had like Maltesers, or if you're a fan of like that style of chocolate, it's more akin to that, which I like. I actually prefer.
But
I prefer European chocolate over.
I got a
Hershey's.
palate of American boy, and I like milk chocolate.
I do. I like a Hershey's bar every now and again, and I like that Hershey's kind of like that extra zing they add to it. But there's something that's just comforting about European. And I know this makes me sound like a commie, but there's something very comforting about European chocolate. It's like pillowy and it's
to
warmer.
me, it seems
it's
more
creamier.
bougier.
It's creamier, is
Like
what it
to
is.
me, it seems bougier to me. Like I'm like, oh, I ain't cultured enough to eat that candy. I need give me the M&Ms.
I'm too drunk to taste that chicken. Colonel Harlan Sanders.
But I'll eat Cadbury eggs like they're going out of style.
I still haven't. I walked by on the yesterday and I did a double take. I was like, no.
Nope. I'm still down to 2 in my 5-pack.
I will say this: the correct ratio of chocolate to that cream is the Cadbury mini, not like the mini eggs, but like the mini filled eggs. The
I know
ones that are
what
like the
you're talking
smaller
about.
ones.
Yeah.
That's a good ratio.
Yeah, that's the ones I have,
the
actually.
bigger ones it's just too much.
The ones I have are the ones that aren't the big ones.
Right.
But they're not the little tiny, like jelly bean size. They're that
If
middle
you
one.
can't finish a confection in one bite, like put it in your mouth and be done with it, then it's too much.
But a Cadbury egg, I have to 2-bite.
Even the small ones?
No, I don't mess with those. But the middle one,
Yeah.
and the big one, yes, I 2-bite.
Okay.
I want to see the cream. I want to see yellow and white yolk
Oh,
when I
you
open it.
voyeur, you.
I need to see it.
I need to see that cream. Give me that cross section.
And you know what else I do? After I bite it, I'll stick my tongue in it. Lick it.
Oh,
And then I'll
wow.
eat the other side.
Hold on.
Mike Winters, After Dark. On that note, big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes. That's what I'm really trying to say here.
For sponsoring the show and providing us delicious breakfast treats.
I started preparing my hot cakes when I heard the music play. I'm like, what am I doing? I don't have time for this. I'll come back to you, hot cakes.
You got to
there's an
devote the
art
time.
form.
Yeah, you got to devote the time
That's
to
right.
the hot cake. But big thank you to McDonald's. Hopefully I didn't completely turn you off with my Cadbury eating to ruin your appetite. But, if I didn't, then I invite you to swing on through McDonald's. Get that app, put it on your smartphone, start downloading and ordering your food to that app. Next thing you know, you got free food waiting for you. Great deals, exclusive app-only deals like you're in a club.
Yeah.
You want a little exclusivity, feeling a little VIP-ish. Download that app, and then you go through drive-through, and then you really see your VIP-ness. Because, well...
I was like, we're on the verge,
I know,
dude.
but I'm doing it. And you'll see it
shines
because
through.
when you're there, And they're like, "Are you going to use your mobile app today?" And you just tell them, "Yes, I am." And you give them a number, and then you roll through, and
they give you the thumb.
That's right.
It's you're flexing your full VIP.
You feel like a baller.
Point.
Shot
really
caller. 20-inch blades on the Impala. You got it.
It's as close as we're going to get to a hip hop station, folks. Weather on the fives.
A 1990s white kid.
Right.
But big thank you to McDonald's. And,
just imagine a young Mike Winters going, "I want to be a baller." Shot caller.
I want 20-inch blades on my Impala.
On my Huffy.
Making money the flyway. It's got to be a better. Anyway. Sorry, I hit a bit of a nostalgia.
Oh, you know what? We were at 3 viewers. Now we're down to 1. So, there you go.
Oh, man. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show for a chase away that one.
Oh, look, we're back up to 2.
Oh,
see? You stop rapping, they come back.
Making money the flyway. There they go. But let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We're going to have Scott and Ruben from Richland. Dodge Boy's going to join us, reminding you to come on out to Richland tomorrow for their big Easter celebration. Great deals on vehicles and everything, but big Easter egg hunt at Carpenter Park there.
Yes.
It's all happening at the Dodge store. So if you go to the GM store looking for Easter fun,
you're gonna find none.
Just
Although,
regular fun.
I mean, I'm
just
sure
regular garden variety fun.
Yeah, I'm
you
sure
gotta go to the other one for Easter fun.
I'm sure they make it fun for you.
But they moved actually all the pre-owned vehicles, everything over to the Dodge lot. So you also will notice that it's probably a few less cars over at the GM store too.
Where is everybody?
That might be the other thing you noticed too. But anyway, so they'll join us here in just a few. Also this hour, we're going to play our interview we had with Aldo from Do Portugal Circus, which they are opening night tonight out at Eastern Mexico State Fairgrounds.
Yes.
A brand new show, all new acts. They've actually got new tents. They said they've really done a lot different since when they were here 4 years ago in COVID. So it's a whole new show, a whole new deal, and they want to come, show off to you.
Yeah.
Especially since you've been hanging out with them for about a year and a half. Be honest, some of those folks, the longest they've ever been in one place was right here in Roswell when they got stuck here during COVID.
He was talking about Aldo was talking about how he was glad to come back and be able to visit some friends.
Yeah.
That he made here.
So we'll play that interview later on this hour. Plus, we'll do newses of the local variety, national variety, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. In between that, we'll be eating McDonald's foods. So, all right, 8:16. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It does look pretty good today, although we will have a little bit of cloud cover and gusty wind around 30 miles an hour. Very warm, our afternoon high in the mid-80s. Overnight, we're in the low 40s, clearing up a little bit with a few lingering clouds and still windy, and then some cloud cover, low 80s and breezy on Saturday. Very windy on Sunday, going up to about 80, partly sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, didn't scroll high enough, 52 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 27%. Winds currently out of the south at 7 miles per hour. We do have a red flag warning that will kick in at noon today, remaining in effect through 7 p.m. this evening because of the wind and lack of moisture. But more probably because, we're getting wind, but not like we've had much worse red flag winds than this. So it's going to be a little deceiving, but red flag conditions exist nonetheless. Cloudy today to start, as you can see. This will gradually burn off and become mostly sunny with a high of 86 today. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, increasing 15 to 20 later this afternoon. Increasing clouds tonight with an overnight low of 46 expected. Southwest winds 15 to 20. They'll drop down 5 to 10 after midnight tonight. For you Saturday, partly cloudy, 82 for a high tomorrow. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. They'll drop down out of the southwest, or increase out of the southwest drop down 5 to 10 after midnight. And then Easter Sunday, we're talking patchy blowing dust for the afternoon. So I'm thinking if you're going to be out doing your Easter egg stuff, maybe do it in the morning hours because it might be a little dusty for the afternoon. Mostly cloudy, highs near 80 on Easter Sunday. Winds will be breezy out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour early, increasing 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour by Sunday afternoon. Sunday night, partly cloudy and breezy with an overnight low of 48 degrees. And then Monday, when you head back to it, breezy and mostly sunny, 71 for a high. And then looks like they're saying Monday night and Tuesday, we might have a slight chance of rain there, but we'll see. We'll see. I bet it changes between now and then. It kind of does usually. All right, 8:19. We're going to take about a quick minute and a half break, and then we'll talk with the Dodge Boys from Richland on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the AIDS Safety Facility. Equal opportunity
Foot
employer.
and ankle problems are often agonizing, but they don't have to be. At Artesia General Hospital, we're passionate about helping every patient return to optimal mobility with confidence and comfort. Our board-certified podiatrists, Dr. Jennifer Chow and Dr. Michael Krupa, provide a full spectrum of services ranging from routine foot care and pain relief to customized treatment plans and leading-edge surgeries. Visit artesiageneral.com/foot care to request your appointment today.
The University of New Mexico offers affordable, top-tier education year after year. The New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship and free application for student aid may provide funding to pay for school. Apply to UNM and learn more about the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship at admissions.unm.edu.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio from Richland, the Dodge Boys here. Scott and Reuben back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Anytime. And Scott even dressed up for us, too, so that's really nice here. He got his suit on and everything for us today. So. I was like, you don't have to get that fancy for radio, but, you know. But first off, if you haven't been by Richland here this week, you guys, really since last week when we talked to you, Scott.
Yep.
Right, I think right after we got off the radio with you, you guys were, getting ready for this week here with all the big savings and everything going on. Basically, what Richland's done is they've kind of moved all of their pre-owned inventory over to the Dodge store. So if you go to the Dodge store, you'll see all of Richland's pre-owned inventory, plus all of their new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram products that they have there. And, of course, with the Easter weekend coming up, we're going to have a big Easter bash for the kids. Carpenter Park, which is right next door to Richland there, they're going to be doing the Easter egg rolling and all the fun. They'll be face painting in the kids and all the, the festivities, the snow cones and all that good stuff tomorrow. So we'd love to bring the whole family out. The weather, actually, Sunday's going to be actually worse. It sounds like wind-wise here. So maybe Saturday's a good day to get you shopping and take care of your Easter festivities, because by Sunday you may not be wanting to be outside rolling eggs around.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So get it all done Saturday in Richland.
Get it all done Saturday. We're going to have stuff for the kids, stuff for the adults. Everybody's going to find something good. There's good surprises. I need somebody to do me a favor. I have a beautiful Mercedes that's over there that my wife has already told me if that's not sold by this weekend, that she's
Reuben
buying.
don't want to buy a Mercedes.
No. Yeah. You got a little bit of everything.
Right, he's like, I already got like 2 cars in the garage.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, don't drive very often. And, but so if there's any Mercedes, so what kind of Mercedes?
It's a 300C.
Okay.
Yes.
What year is it? Do you know?
It's a 23.
Okay, so it's practically brand new.
Yeah, it is practically brand new.
Yeah.
I think it only has like 7,000 miles on it.
Right.
Still smells brand new inside.
I'm about to say, what's Mercedes putting in there? What kind of features are they putting in a car nowadays?
Oh gosh. It looks like a spaceship inside. It's got a huge, about a 15-inch screen on
it's
the
bigger than your house TV.
It looks like an iPad.
Right.
That's that controls everything, and
I'm sure the seats are plush. I mean, Mercedes, they don't.
The seats automatically
everything's nice
adjust,
in a Mercedes.
But I mean, we've got something for everybody.
Good. Well, and this is something Scott and you and I were talking last week. Like, there's good incentives on Jeep products right now, and that's kind of unheard of. Yeah. Particularly, like even Wranglers, I think there's incentives on right now. Yep. That never happens. No. Never. You never. let's face it, Jeep's kind of like
they sell themselves, and
yeah, exactly.
You know,
Jeep's like, we're Jeeps. You know what we got? This is what it is. We don't need to put. We don't need to dangle carrots. Our product speaks for itself, and they really have that mindset. And to be honest, they ain't wrong. It works.
Yeah.
And but right now, you know, there are incentives. You're getting rebates and cash back on Jeep products right now, and that doesn't happen very often. So if you're really wanting a Jeep, you know, Cherokee or Wrangler or Gladiator, this might be the best time to go ahead and swing in and take advantage of some of these incentives, because I guarantee that they're doing them now. They ain't doing them long, because they don't do them very often.
No.
So the fact they're even doing it is kind of a treat a little bit here. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, and then just buying from Richland, from the Chevy or Dodge store, you know, what I've noticed, I've been in the car business for over 25 years, and we have some of the best incentives for buying from us. You know, when you buy from us, you automatically become a brand champion.
The follow-on care.
Yes.
Follow-on after.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times you buy a car and good luck to you.
Exactly. Yeah, so we're about taking care of the customer during the buying process and after buying. You know, we have powertrain for life. So on probably a majority of our vehicles, just as long as it's not like a 100,000-mile vehicle or a high-end sports car, we take care of the customer for life.
Absolutely.
You know, for engine, transmission, and internal lubricated parts.
The logic there is, in Richland, really, they want to earn your business and your family's business, you know, really because let's face it, we all know you're going to need a car the rest of your life, some way, shape,
Absolutely.
form, you know, and cars aren't meant to buy one and there's your car for the rest of your. It's just not how it works, you know. I mean, people try.
Oh yeah.
In certain cars, yeah. You know, I get it. There's people that this is my Camaro I got when I was in high school, and it's still the car I got today. You know, whatever it is.
Every day, Scott and I, we hear the same thing from a cousin. You know, some of the older clientele. Oh, this is going to be my last truck, my last Jeep, my last. And no, it's not.
No.
You look like I tease the customer sometimes. It looks like you got another 50,000 miles left in you. You know?
Well, because I bought my first Jeep Wrangler, because I'm a Jeep guy, and I've been and for the Jeep I got now is the first time I ever was in a place in my life like I can afford a Jeep Wrangler, you know, comfortably and all that. And I said, you know, but what I said was, I'm never buying anything other than a Jeep Wrangler again. Like, as soon as I'm done with this Jeep Wrangler, it's trading in for another Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, that's exactly what I'm going to do. But that's because I'm a Jeep guy and I love Jeep. And
so are you the Jeep guy that does the Jeep wave every time you see somebody?
I try to reciprocate. I don't always.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes, you know, life's happening. You know, I have been ducked a few times.
Oh, that's cool.
And I will return the ducking.
Yeah, exactly.
So I do part of the community. But yeah, I you know, I'm like everybody else. I'll try to wave, but every once in a while, you know, you're wrapped up in life and you don't get the chance to do those kind of things. Plus, I think officially is you know, the unofficial wave, you could do it like over the two fingers over the steering wheel.
Correct.
But what's proper is above when the roof's up. You're supposed to do it above the window line. Kind of do it over the visor.
Yeah, now that we're in the season for that, now that it's getting warmer,
now you can start
take
doing
your
that.
tops off, everybody.
That's right.
Take your tops off.
And that's the beauty of Jeeps. You can keep going. The Wranglers, like the tops, let's take the doors off.
Yep.
Let's, you know, next thing you know, if it's got a hinge on it, you could pretty much take it off the Jeep and ride free. So.
You ever seen those things that you put on your dash or whatever? It's a wave for the lazy people. You can drive, but you still got your wave there.
Oh, that's not bad. I kind of like pre-waving, although it does feel lazy. Is it genuine? Is it really genuine if it's pre-wave?
They won't realize it till they drive by.
That wasn't a real hand.
No.
But all joking here aside, there is really great deals, and if you're looking for a Ram pickup or a Dodge or Chrysler vehicle, you're going to find a great selection of, like you said, brand new, and then of course every pre-owned vehicle in the Richland inventory right now is sitting at the Dodge store.
Correct.
And of course we are getting to that time of year. Of course, kids are going to be getting out for summer, going to college here pretty soon. If you're starting to look for their vehicle for college, now's the time to start looking for that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Here in March,
or just
not in June and July when everyone else is looking for them.
Yeah, if you need an upgrade, or if you just have something that you no longer have use for, need to sell it. We're buying.
They're still getting good trade-in, maybe not like right after pandemic levels, because that was nuts.
Yeah,
but,
the market's finally leveled out, but we still are paying top dollar. We use a program that has an algorithm that searches throughout the nation, and so we want to make sure that we're putting the most money in it for the customer and still buying it right for us.
Absolutely.
So if you're out there shopping, maybe you don't see something on our lot, but you're curious as to, am I getting the most for my trade?
Mm-hmm.
Bring it by. I want to look at it, and maybe I could give you more at my store.
Sure.
And if you still need to buy something somewhere else, I understand. We're going
absolutely. And that's kind of this is getting back to the brand champion program and all the things that Richland does. You look at and I'm going to go back to examples Scott and I have talked about several times here.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to that customer service wanting. We're not trying to sell you this car. We're trying to sell you cars for the rest of your existence here, your family's car. Whenever it's 5 years, 10 years, whatever time you've owned this vehicle and you're ready to get a new one, we want you to come right back to Richland to buy your next vehicle. That's the whole point of what they do, and that's why they have the brand champion program. But also talking about trade-in values and all this kind of stuff, like a lot of people may not realize, but during COVID there was a lot going on. Supply and demand was crazy.
Exactly.
It was just. And dealers were commonly, when they get inventory in, we got some new Rams, because it's supply and demand. They had the supply and there was a huge demand. They're marking up prices, and dealers were marking up prices and doing all kind of stuff. And Richland didn't do any of that. They get a car, it's like, this is the price, this is the, whatever the MSRPs and all that, that's what we're going with.
Travis had a vision and saw that, hey, look, we're not going to do that. We're not going to take advantage of our customers and hopes.
And
that,
so what kind of came from that was you got a lot of out-of-state customers.
A ton.
Locals were here and getting, because we're here, but people that were looking for Rams or Chevys or from either store here, they were finding the only place they could get them at a reasonable price was in New Mexico, because all these other dealerships were getting them in, and you pay normally $60,000 for a truck. They're charging $80,000 for this truck.
And that's still happening. The Corvettes, we have Corvettes, brand new Corvettes that are on our lot that we're selling all over the nation because they're still marking them up $10,000-$15,000.
Yeah. So that kind of, we could talk about deals and Sundays and all the fun and bells and whistles, but break it down to its core. And that's the kind of stuff that tells you, hey, yes, we got the Sunday, the hype, the bells and whistles, all the things that, every car dealer does to lure you into. But at the end of the day, that's the kind of stuff that gives you proof that, hey, this is a company that really is a customer first based company.
Yes.
That they're not here to make a quick buck. They're here to earn business and to sustain business for long after this one car purchase.
Absolutely.
And it's same thing with, the service after the sale, and you need service on your vehicle, oil changes, things
oil
like
changes
that.
Half price. You can't go out and buy the oil yourself.
Not these days.
And do it cheaper than what you can get it done if you're a brand champion.
Absolutely.
Brand champion means that you bought from us, you're in
the club.
You're in the club,
Yep.
So that RL logo, the brand that you see on the back of those vehicles, it means something. It means that you are going to get taken care of.
Yeah.
Lockout service, towing, up to 100?
45
miles.
Nice.
45 miles. So if you need a
So
tow,
even if you're stuck halfway to Artesia, they come
exactly.
get you.
Exactly. And we've even gone further. Further.
Absolutely. So and that's the life of your vehicle. I mean,
exactly.
That's the beauty of it. And of course, then you go back in and you buy another vehicle, and we start all over again. The clock starts over again.
It just gets easier and easier.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's if you're not into the high pressure sales and all that, it's a very friendly atmosphere. I know every time I walk in, it doesn't matter if it's a GM store or the Dodge store. It's that, hey, what's up? And they do this to everyone, not just me, the radio guy. They literally do this to every single person who walks in.
All the surveys that we get, that's the biggest complaint, not just us, but nationally. If you look at JD Powers and stuff, the biggest complaint that customers have when buying a vehicle is the back and forth, the haggling. That's what we try to get rid of.
Sure.
That's
the stress. That's what people, they build it up in their head. Some people thrive, and that's, I get it. You love those haggler types. There's always, they love that. And that's the art of the art of the negotiation. That's like a sport for them. And I imagine if you want to play that game, we'll get some Richland guys to have that fun with you. But they're ideally trying to make this as simple, as painless, and as understandable for you as possible. So, You know, and trust me, I know with Freddie and a lot of the other folks, they're really good at working the money. So if credit is kind of in flux here, you guys have a lot of people at both stores that this is what they do. They go in and they work numbers and make, you know, it's all right, we can pull this off. It can be done, you know, and but we got to do this, and this. And you kind of have wizards at both dealerships that really good at crunching those numbers and making these things work. So even if credit's been something you've had issues with, talk to any of the Richland folks and trust me, if there's a way, they will figure it out.
We pride ourselves on using each other. We're not too proud.
And there's relationships with all the credit lenders. So if one's not so receptive, don't worry, we got 10 others. Exactly. You know, that's kind of, they've worked the relationships and have, you know, and so when Freddie or whoever, the guy that's calling from Richland to talk to the creditors, they've already, oh, hey, what's up? We know, you know, they've already kind of know what you're dealing with.
Scott was pointing out just yesterday, he goes, hey, have you noticed that this bank here, they're actually, you know, buying a little deeper, they're doing that. So we bounce off
you read those tea leaves.
Yeah, we read the tea leaves. And so right now, I think what it is, a lot of the banks, they're having to balance their portfolio. You know, yes, of course, everybody's going to buy the A+.
They got stockholders answer to too and everything else.
They have to buy.
They got to make the numbers look good. So it's like, oh, we're not loaning to enough to this area. We need to do that. So we get to make all that look good for the stockholders. So where they need to do that, that's your advantage. Take it and let your Richland folks be your Sherpa through that kind of stuff.
Actually,
we've been fortunate too with inventory. You know, I know over on the GM side they've got awesome APR deals right now. So we've gotten a lot of people coming in, trading in their cars they bought at or before the pandemic.
That was something, we and I were talking about last time. A lot of these late model vehicles were people that bought a new vehicle during the pandemic, but they don't like it because it's aqua blue instead of navy blue, or it's got the alloy wheels instead of aluminum wheels or something. I don't know. You know, it's something very trivial like that.
The big thing right now is the 1.9 on for 72 months on new Silverados. I mean, we ain't seen that kind of
no.
Not for that long. You know, 36 months, yes. But for 72 months.
Yeah, this is the closest to seeing the 0% and things we were seeing pre-pandemic level. This is the closest we've been back to that. So take advantage of that. And you don't realize how much, because that can literally knock hundreds of dollars off your car payment.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's a huge difference between 1% and 4%.
Prime right now, there's closer to 7.
I was trying to still give a low ball number and give you a sense that it's still hundreds of dollars in difference in that car payment each month. So.
Between the APRs and the rebates we have at Dodge, it's driven a lot of people to come trade in, so it's beefed up our used car inventory.
Good deal. So if you're looking for those pre-owns, by default,
I think we got like 10 or 12 cars under $20,000. That's perfect if you're looking for a commuter or you're a first-time buyer or something.
Now, be warned, these kind of cars don't sit on the lot long. So
those are the first ones.
Might behoove you to come down today. Don't wait tomorrow even. Come down, just cruise the lot today. And besides, if you're here to do some car dealing, you don't have to have the kids to talk about cotton candy, and you know what I mean. You can focus on getting the car right now, and not having the kid. I want to roll the Easter eggs. All right, hold on, let me buy a car first.
And we love our trucks out here.
Absolutely.
I think we got like 40 used trucks currently.
Oh, yeah. If you're looking for, that's what makes Southeast New Mexico go is our pickups. I don't care what anybody says. And we're living in a world where they want to go electric, but you can't do that here yet. So, But Ram pickup is way to go right now.
Absolutely.
But come check out the inventory. And like I said, every time I go by the store there at the Y, I drive by there. I'm like, oh, few more Jeeps, few more Rams sitting on the line there when you come by. Oh, there's got 2 up on the stand today. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, a few more Wranglers. Oh, look, they got like more Gladiators out there too.
We keep sticking those 24 Wranglers with the big screen up on the ramp, hoping that you'll stop.
I know. One of these days it's gonna be. But come on out. Come out today if you're looking. If you're ready for a vehicle, come out. You don't have to wait till tomorrow. Come out today. But bring the whole family out tomorrow. What time are you all starting all the kind of the festivities?
11 o'clock.
About 11's when everything will start going out there. Get there a little bit before if you want to do your shopping before. Especially with Southeast New Mexico, usually if you want less wind, it's in the mornings. That's just how it works around here. By the afternoon, you might have to put a few rocks in your pocket, but we'll be there for you and take care of you.
Absolutely.
Too. Good deal. Did we get it all? Anything we missed?
That I can think of.
And of course, don't forget to go online too. Give out the websites. I can never remember. I know it's
RLChevrolet.com.
Yeah.
And Richland CDJR.
Yeah.
For the Dodge store.
For the
and
Dodge
if you don't
store.
remember any of that, just
Or you
Google
could
Richland Roswell, and it'll probably give you both websites right there. At
Call
the top
in,
there.
stop by.
Yeah.
We deliver.
Absolutely.
You know,
so if you want to do a little underpants shopping, go online there and shop in your underpants. They don't sell underpants on the website, just to clarify. If you want to do it in your underpants, you can go online and check out all the trucks. Now, when you come to the store, put pants on, please. For
Or
Ruben,
shorts.
for
Or
God's
shorts.
sake, put on some pants.
And I know we talk a lot about the cars, but come to Carpenter Park at 11 for the Easter egg hunt.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome. There's going to be a ton of eggs. Head Start was awesome enough to help us put
They're
the
gonna
eggs
be
together.
part of it, too?
Yeah, the kids put the eggs together for us. It's going to be a great time.
Good deal.
They worked with the Easter Bunny.
It's a
and
community effort.
We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, it's
Looking for the eggs
and like I said,
at
about
Carpenter
11
Park, yeah.
a.m. Bring the whole family out. Come out and have a good time. Candy, games, fun, and meet some good people too while you're at it.
Yes.
So good deal. Well, thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Sure, you got a few fires to stomp out at the store right now, so go
I hope
do
so.
that.
I hope so.
Or deals to close. We'll go with that. They got to go in there and sign their name on that and call this thing and get this, ring the bell and call this a sale. So,
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Well,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you guys. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, anytime. It is 8:40. Let's pause for news and a quick break. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell police are investigating a deadly crash from Wednesday night. Investigators determined 53-year-old Jimmy James Galvan of Roswell was crossing South Sunset Avenue near West Hobbs Street when he was struck by a car headed north in the inside lane of South Sunset. Galvan died of his injuries at a local hospital. Meanwhile, the 29-year-old driver of the car and a passenger were not injured. The driver told police he never saw Galvan, who was wearing dark-colored clothing in an unlit area. After nearly 4 years, the Southeast Loop Road is finally open. Eddy County Public Works Director Jason Burns said the Southeast Loop begins at the George Shoup Relief Route and ends near US 62 180, proceeding south on US Refinery Road to US 285. Burns said the Southeast Loop was part of an ongoing effort to reduce traffic congestion through southern Eddy County due to the increased fossil fuel development south of Carlsbad. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Well, it was softball action between the two big city rivals, Goddard and Roswell, yesterday, and the Goddard Rockets took a victory 8-4 to move to 8-5 on the season. Goddard got 3 for 4 day from sophomore Marisol Hernandez, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, big rally in the third, 5 runs for the Rockets. Meanwhile, Roswell falls to 4-6. Roswell will play Lovington Tuesday night at 7. Goddard is at Clovis for a doubleheader Saturday at noon. Meanwhile, the Goddard baseball team was at the Academy tournament, the Rio Rancho tournament that started yesterday and lost to the host Rams by a score of 4-1. Goddard against Academy today. Roswell was at home baseball against Santa Teresa in a wild game. The Desert Warriors win 16-13. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
All across America, this is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
I'm Ryan Lang in for Lou Dobbs. April trading underway today. AI investments paying off. Key jobs data this week. A new month of trading on Wall Street today. The market looking to build off of a strong start to 2024. Stocks higher to end March trading last week, higher to wrap up the first quarter as well. Overall, solid earnings and better than expected economic data helping fuel market gains. Artificial intelligence optimism helping spark this year's tech rally. NVIDIA leading the charge. The stock's up more than 85% since the first of the year. Investors betting big on NVIDIA's AI outlook. Other related stocks reaping the benefits too. ARM Holdings PLC, a NVIDIA partner, up more than 80% on the year. NanoX Imaging up more than 50%. Tesla investors looking for the EV stock to bounce back. Tesla was the S&P 500's worst performing stock for the first quarter that ended last Thursday. Worst quarterly performance for Tesla since Q4 2022. Slew of economic data to start April this week. February JOLTS report Tuesday. Wednesday, the March ADP employment report. Friday, non-farm payrolls update for last month. Please join Lou twice each weekday for the Lou Dobbs Business Report right here.
Business news you need to know. Keep listening for more. This is the Lou Dobbs Business Report.
Companies in the United States are 10 times more likely to be a victim of a cyber attack. Manufacturing, healthcare, retail, financial services, the leading targets. Ericsson's Cyber Z Suite provides the protection you need before your data gets stolen, bank accounts get drained, and operations are at a standstill. Call Ericsson today to schedule a no-obligation consultation. That's 908-878-7717. Ericsson, ERACENT.com. 908-878-7717.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:45, and for your listening pleasure, here's an interview we had with Aldo from Do Portugal Circus. He's a trapeze artist in this. We had a great conversation with him. Do Portugal Circus opening night tonight out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds tonight and tomorrow night out there. Circus shows, great show. You're going to want to love it. But here's our interview with Aldo. Enjoy. And Do Portugal Circus in 3, 2, 1. And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us in studio this morning, back after a few-year hiatus. But Aldo's with us with Do Portugal Circus, which will be here Friday and Saturday, opening Friday night out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. First off, welcome back, and I was talking with Aldo just a few minutes before our interview, and you were part of the Do Portugal Circus group that got to call Roswell home for almost a year during COVID here.
Yes, a year and 2 months.
Year and 2 months. So
yes.
Does Roswell look any different since you've been back in town?
I just got here yesterday.
Okay, so you haven't had a chance to.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to go and visit my friends and other people that I met
But
here.
so you probably met a bunch of friends. You probably got connections all over town now. People to hang out with.
I met a lot of cool people. I'm really grateful with the Roswell community, the way they help us with food, with work. I have a couple of friends that own this tumbling gym. And they let us practice there for a year.
Keep training and do all your stuff and get ready.
Yes, I'm very, very grateful for the town and how they treat us. And they really, truly give us the opportunity to get back to do what we love, which is doing circus and traveling around.
And we're excited to have you back. Hopefully not for a year this time.
Hopefully, I like Roswell, but I want to stay just 2 weekends.
Yeah, you do have to tour the country here.
Yes.
But for folks, if you missed it, about 4 years now since the last time you were here.
About so.
They're going to be back here and it's an all new show.
All new show. If you guys saw the show when we left.
Yes.
Which was 2021.
2020, right around there.
2021.
Yeah.
This is completely different. We have new lighting, a new tent. We have really worked hard to improve on everything. The show is completely different. From the moment that you go inside the tent to the moment that the show finishes, it's going to blow your mind.
And as performers, of course, you work trapeze and do a lot of act in the air.
Of course.
I imagine as performers, though, you guys want to push your envelopes, too, where I did this show, I have this act. My next one, I want to go bigger, better.
Of course.
You want to outdo yourself.
Exactly. It gets addictive. It gets addictive. You want to do more and more because when you are on a stage, you see people, how they look at you in shock.
Yeah.
And it gets addictive. You want it more and more and more, so you try to make harder things, more dangerous things for you to get that feedback from the audience.
Sure. Well, yeah, imagine, because when the crowd gets amped and gets excited.
Yes, I love that.
It feeds you guys. Yeah.
Yes, I love it. I feel like here in the U.S., the circuses are they have this taboo that they are only for kids. So when the parents take the kids to the show and they tell us, my kid had a blast, and so did I.
Absolutely.
That's such a gift.
And adults are kids at heart.
Exactly. For me, the circus is the home of the kids and where the adults become kids once
I mean, you don't have to be a kid to enjoy, like, you know, I mean, the trapeze, the motorcycle stunts and everything.
We have a show for the whole family.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I don't mean that it's a show only for kids that adults can go. No.
Just as thrilling for the adults as it is for the kids.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting. And if you go with your partner only as a date, or with your friends, or with your kids, it's going to be an enjoyable show for everyone.
Yeah. Now, if it's a date, might want to get dinner for your date first.
No, not at all.
We got you.
Popcorn, nachos, sodas. You have it all. In the circus, we have it all.
We got you there, but maybe if you're trying to impress them, with a steak afterwards.
Afterwards.
Although I bet if we can make arrangements, this is the fairgrounds. We can get you a steak
we
dinner
can make a fly in the trapeze. Why not?
But as far as the new show here for 2024. Talk about some of the things that folks. I mean, we don't want to give everything out, but tease us a little bit with some of the things they're going to see here this weekend.
Yeah, we brought performers from Venezuela and Colombia this season. We have an archery in the show. We have, of course, the pendulum, which is like a structure of maybe 10, 11 meters.
Okay.
I don't know how much that in inches.
Give or take in feet, it's roughly
yards,
around there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very tall. Very exciting to see, and more than anything, the charisma that our performers have. Most of the performers are Latinos, so they have a little bit of a spice.
Little spice to it, little zip.
So they make it everything exciting. They make the people go in the show.
Sure, but you guys, I mean, it's international. I mean, yes, you do have a lot of from Latin American countries,
yes.
But I believe you also have a few from Europe and other parts of all over the world as well too.
Yes,
so
yes.
So it really is an international cast.
Yeah, international cast and international company. We have performed in Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, in El Salvador, all over Mexico, and now here in the U.S. So it's an international show, international cast, and hopefully we'll have an international audience.
Yes, absolutely. So if you didn't get a chance to, or you did, either way, this weekend, Friday and Saturday, out at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. You can get tickets online at doportugalcircus.com.
Exactly, and you guys can see a little bit of the show. You guys can see a little bit of the pictures of the new show.
Okay.
So you guys can see the difference. We have made a step forward into the direction that we want to take the company. Everything looks way better. The crew, way bigger, way better. We are very excited. We are excited to be back and show the community of Roswell, give them back
Absolutely.
what they give us.
Absolutely.
When we're here.
Well, and I imagine, too, Roswell's kind of your unofficial second home now.
It's our home in the US.
Here. Yeah.
Yes.
So
like when I say this is the longest I have spending a time, I'm not kidding. Like I'm 5th generation on circus performer. So from the day that I was born, 2 weeks after I was in another city because they were moving to the next one and to the next one and to the next one. Now, Roswell is the place that I have stayed the longest in my life.
Your whole life.
Yes.
Just because your life's been performing and being on the
traveling,
road.
Yes, being on the road.
So I imagine for a guy like you, it's probably a little torturous. If you're so used to being on the road and being not tied down to one place, that's probably pretty rough experience.
It was rough. I for a second I believed that we weren't gonna be able to go back to business. Because we tried to pay our performers for the longest that we could, but it was a whole year without performance.
They've got to live. They got to eat. They got to live their lives. Yeah.
Yeah. So for a moment I thought that the company wasn't gonna make it, but as I said, the people in the community gave us work. Because we just didn't want money for free.
Sure. They guys kind of became part of the town for a year.
Yes, for a year we were part of the community. They give us work, they give us household, they give us, they make us as part of the city.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very grateful for the Roswell community.
We all actually, I think, quite enjoyed having you guys come out. And I mean, it was not the most ideal circumstances because of COVID and everything, But I think, a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's nice that we get to go see him. And I think we got to see a few extra shows because of that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So, but they've been back on the tour for a couple of years now and come see a brand new, exciting show.
We have done Colorado, Utah, Texas, Wyoming, Arizona, and a few more states in the U.S. It's been good to be back. And to be back on the road, traveling as I'm used to, and I'm excited to be back here. I'm really, really excited for the people that saw the show last time they were here to see the show now.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited, and I feel like a kid. when you do your homework and you do it really good and you want to show your parents.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel right now.
Hey, see what I've been doing.
Yes, we have a good show. I made my homework. We put a hell of a work on it. And I'm excited to show you guys the difference and the improvements that we can make.
I do. Now you got a bunch of friends and family in town now.
Yes,
Because they're going to come out and see the show. Because
yeah.
you got to spend time and really be a part of their lives for a year.
Yes,
so,
I want to make proud my Roswell family. I want to make them proud. I want to make them proud. I'm excited for you guys to see the show.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. We put sweat, tears, and blood into making the show better and nicer.
It's a really cool show. It's it's excitement. You sit on the edge of your seat at 1 minute, you're laughing your head off the next minute. Literally is all the emotions from like to whoa to laugh. I mean, it's everything. So the kids will love it. Mom and dad will love it. Everyone will love it. Just come, come and like I said, there's showtimes Friday and Saturday. You can get
Friday
tickets.
and Saturday this weekend. Next weekend we have shows Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay, so we're gonna go 3 days next week.
Yes.
Good deal. And then you're off to the next city. Aren't you?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah. Assuming we don't have any pandemics or anything while you're here.
Hopefully. But I'm excited. Now, you guys, we are not going to be here a lot of days. So we don't have a lot of shows here. So don't miss out. You guys can check photos. You guys can check reviews in our Facebook page of the people that have seen the show here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Because I work there. I'm going to recommend the show and I'm going to make you go to the show. But go and see the comments. Go and see the opinion of the people that
outside people that don't have a invested interest in this.
People that are not biased.
Yeah, exactly.
So go and see those comments. They are going to make you want to go to the show. Take your family, take your friends, your girlfriend. It don't matter. The show is for everyone. Is gonna
You're going to have a good time. It's a lot of fun. And whether you're 4 or 400, you're going to have a good time.
Exactly. I feel like the circus, it has it all.
Yeah.
It has music. It has passion. It has dancing. It has incredible stunts.
Sure.
And the snacks, the popcorn, the hot dogs, the cotton candy. It makes a whole experience.
The whole circus experience.
There is nothing like going to see it live in a circus tent. Because you don't see a lot of circuses with tents. They tend to do the building and things.
Sure.
This is a classic circus where you go inside the tent. Everything is nicer.
Kind of how the tradition of circuses started in the history of circuses.
Yes, exactly.
This sticks to that tradition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like when you guys go and see the tent and see all the structure, the infrastructure that we have, you guys are going to be surprised that we put that up in 2 days.
Sure.
So I'm ready.
And to be honest, because I grew up in Washington, D.C. area, in Maryland, a big city area. And I remember going to see the circus as a kid there, and it was always done in buildings, like in the places where the basketball or the hockey team plays.
Yes.
And to be honest, you're not as associated with. I mean, it's cool to see it that way,
yeah,
but
for sure. That's
but you're also far away from it.
Exactly.
Where in the tent, this is going on feet from you. You know, there's a guy in a motorcycle and a ball about 15 feet from you, 20 feet from you.
Even closer.
Where I'm like, let me get my binoculars. I see the guy down there. You know, it's a different experience.
Yeah, it's very up close. It's very intimate experience.
Yeah.
And that's how we like it. We like to make the audience feel like they are part of the show, you know? Because they are. If I don't hear the clapping, the screamings, the energy,
right?
But I'm gonna be feeling like I did a bad job.
Sure.
In my job.
Like your job's not going.
Exactly. Not doing it.
This ain't going over very well.
Yeah. For me, it's addictive, and I want a bigger clapping, a bigger scream, a bigger reaction from the audience, and that's what I'm always aiming for.
Absolutely. So come out this weekend, and then you're probably going to want to come back again next weekend after the first weekend.
Exactly.
Here.
You guys are going to be there. You guys are not going to want us to leave again.
Exactly. But this time they got to go.
We have to go. You guys can check on our social media, Instagram and Facebook, the Portugal Circus. You guys can see photos, the reviews, the videos of the show, as well on our website, theportugalcircususa.com.
Yep, that'll take you right to the website, and you can order tickets for the Roswell show.
You guys can see
tickets will be available at the door as well. So if you don't like online stuff, we'll be giving away. We'll keep giving away tickets. So be listening for your chance between now and Friday here to win more tickets for. Actually, our giveaways are for the Friday show only. So
Friday show.
If you want to go Friday, we've been giving those away.
Yeah.
But if you're available Saturday night, do PortugalCircusUSA.com.
Yes.
Or find Circus on Facebook or instant social media.
Yes,
and get your tickets and start gathering the family for a big show this weekend.
Yeah, it's a hell of a show. You guys are not gonna regret going. I promise you that.
Oh, you're gonna have a good. If you don't,
it's a good time. It's something that I'm personally very passionate. I'm very in love with what the circus is, what it represents.
Sure.
So I'm always trying to give my all in all the shows that we do.
It's your whole life, and you want to share it with the world. This
of
is
course,
seeing what I mean. This is your passion, like you said.
Yes.
When you were here in Roswell for COVID 4 years ago, that's the longest you've ever spent in one location.
In one location.
This is your whole life, your whole thing, and so when you leave here, you want people to remember what you did here.
Exactly. Yes. I wanna share it. I wanna share my passion. What I'm in love with.
So come see him perform, and all the other, everything from clowns and jugglers to death-defying feats and everything in between, from motorcycles to trapeze. I mean, it's
tightrope.
Yeah, it's everything and then some. So
yes, you guys are gonna be surprised with what we have this year.
Absolutely, good deal. Well, thank you very much. We do appreciate it, and Aldo, good luck, and
thank
we
you,
appreciate. We can't wait to see you this weekend. Up in the air doing your thing.
Hopefully, man. I want to see you guys all there. I'm excited to be here back, and I'm excited to show you how much progress we have made in the show.
Absolutely. Excellent. Again, Friday, Saturday, do PortugalCircusUSA.com. You can get tickets online there or get them at the door. All happening at Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds this Friday and Saturday, and then next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yes. Make sure to put Do Portugal Circus USA.
That's the key.
Yeah, because there is another show. So you guys need to put the Portugal Circus USA.com, and that's going to take you straight to our website where you guys can get your tickets, see photos, see videos, and you guys
do the whole
ready to
kit and caboodle there.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Aldo, and we'll see you this weekend.
Perfect, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Good deal.
More cars and more farm equipment than any other port in America.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston says the Biden administration has approved $60 million in immediate federal aid. A drop in illegal border crossings does not necessarily mean a drop in illegal aliens coming into the U.S.
Every Senate Democrat voted against an amendment that would prevent taxpayer dollars from being used to pay for illegal immigrant flights into the U.S. According to a union president, many more taxpayer dollars will be used. National Border Patrol Council President Brandon Judd says the Biden administration is artificially reducing the number of illegal immigrant encounters at the southern border. Speaking to the New York Post, he said the administration is copying a move that was common during the Obama presidency, flying illegals into the United States so that the border does not look as out of control. The union president called the plan just a bait and switch. Tasha Stevens reporting.
While former President Trump paid his respects at yesterday's wake of a fallen NYPD officer in New York, for President Biden, it was all about the money. Mr. Biden raked in a record $26 million at a Radio City fundraiser in New York. Former Presidents Clinton and Obama on hand for the event. Also on hand, hundreds of anti-Israel demonstrators showing up to protest outside and inside the fundraising venue. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnau. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, and evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. Because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word FAITH to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word FAITH to 989898 and you're going to be blessed by taking action right now.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines.
Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. It's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
They're out to save the strays of Old San Juan.
A nonprofit organization has sued the U.S. National Park Service over a plan to remove Puerto Rico's famous stray cats from a historic district in the U.S. territory. The lawsuit filed by Maryland-based Alley Cat Allies comes 4 months after the federal agency announced it would contract an animal welfare organization to remove an estimated 200 cats that live in an area surrounding a historic seaside fortress in Old San Juan. The organization announced the lawsuit on Thursday. Keith Peters reporting.
Today marks 1 year since American journalist Evan Gerskovich was arrested in Russia, accused of spying. Since then, his detention has been repeatedly extended. Gerskovich, his employer, and the U.S. government all deny the espionage allegations, demanding his release. Gerskovich's mother says despite very harsh conditions, her son has proven resilient. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Crazy beer
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday. Good Friday,
yes,
everybody.
Good. And a good Friday.
It is Good Friday. Kids, many people enjoying the day off today.
Indeed. Most people still staring at the backside of their eyelids. I'm waiting for my friend to wake up so I can ask her I can store my Easter stuff at her house.
Is it safe?
It's going to be safer there than it will be anywhere I'm.
Well, she has kids too.
Yeah, hers. I think hers is actually at grandmommy's until the Easter stuff.
Okay, so no. Like, had my brother been amongst the kids, no candies. My brother was the seeker of all things hidden in our house, and included Easter candy. Although my mom didn't really hide Easter. It was just in like the crisper drawer.
Yeah. Easter wasn't one of those holidays where you had a lot of like secrecy and like, don't, you're not supposed to see it. Who cares? I mean, Easter was in my family. I was raised in at least for the most part, in a religious household.
Yeah.
So Easter was, really about church services and.
Yeah. And I remember my mom putting the fear of God in my brother. So help me God, if there's one piece of candy missing from this crisper drawer, there was candy missing, but it was never from Chris and I. It was mom or dad. Mom had a sweet tooth, and she never she had a fondness for chocolate chip, fudge ripple, or tin roof sundae ice cream. Those were the 3 flavors she always went with.
I like
and there
the
was
fudge ripple.
Always a half gallon. Oh, a fourth cookies and cream.
Cookies and
that
cream
would
is-
be in there as well too.
It's definitely up there.
And my mom would straight up get salty if there wasn't her ice cream when I would steal, particularly the tin roof. The tin roof was my jam too.
Tin roof's awesome.
But my brother was more notorious for the consumption of all the ice cream.
Just the errant spoons every now and again.
Oh, I think you just take the errant half gallon and just eat it.
He's diabetic now.
Yeah. My brother actually was kind of fat when he went to college.
I bet.
And
All that stolen ice cream.
He's not like that. Like, that's
sure,
just it.
right.
He went to a military school.
Mhm.
He went to basically the state of New York's version of the Merchant Marine Academy.
Mhm.
It's the same college. It's actually across the river. But I remember seeing my brother after the plebe week or rat week, I think they call theirs. I don't remember the official. And then kind of seeing him even in a month after he left, he had lost 20 pounds. And then by Christmas time, he was a lot thinner. He was a lot thinner. And then he held it. But I remember there was right around his time when he turned 18, he was getting straight up fat. And you would tell him. But I show him pictures now. Look at this.
It's the freshman 15, Mike. He just put it on a little early.
Like, he had the bald head from Rat Week and the belly to match it. And I'm like, look at you, Chris. You look worse than me.
You look like Full Metal Jacket. I'm going to start calling you Private Pile.
And now I think I'm smaller than him again.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ozempic.
He's an inch taller than me, so he always lords that over me.
I love that. Oh, that's fantastic. That's literally. I have a friend whose birthday is the day after mine. I always, for our whole life, I've told him, you'll understand when you're my age.
Yeah.
It's something you'll understand when you're older. He's like, so tomorrow?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he that inch he has on me, he lords over me.
But yeah, the Easter the Easter candy thing was never a humongous thing. I will tell you one big thing for our family. This was the big Easter memory for us. Was every year the Christian radio station KLYT out of Albuquerque.
Okay.
I think it's M88 now. They used to do every year at Elephant Butte Lake.
Okay.
Back when it was still a lake. And you could do stuff at Lakeside. They would do this whole weekend Easter celebration, and they would have a concert on Saturday night, and it was usually like a big name in Christian music. Like I saw Guardian there,
okay,
the Bottle Rocket Band. I saw this was it was a big deal for me, but nobody I've ever told since has been like, "Ooh, really?" Christafari.
Is that like a Rastafarian?
It's a Christian reggae band. Yep. And I loved them. There's a picture somewhere floating around of my family with the band Christafari and the lead singers holding my baby brother Ben.
Okay.
But then every Sunday morning they'd have a sunrise service out on Lakeside, and it would be a huge thing, and we'd all go to that, and then we'd have our they'd have a big egg hunt that we'd put our eggs into. And
why do I picture a guy that looks like Jamie Kennedy in dreadlocks?
Here's the thing.
I got an image of a guy like Jamie Kennedy, and he's like, Jesus is going to That's what my image I got in my head.
I'll tell you this. It was authentic for what it's worth. They seemed to all be of Jamaican descent.
Okay. I just, in my head, you see you saying, I'm thinking like a guy that looks like Jamie Kennedy in dreadlocks.
That's actually the funny part of the picture is the juxtaposition of all of them holding my lily white brother.
Well, I guess they didn't take off because maybe they are big. I don't know. I'm not up on my Christian music, but
they were never a real big deal.
Never hit the big...
Guardian was the biggest band that I ever saw, and that was cool. It was like Lakeside, so you had the whole crowd, and there were beach balls going. It was very.
Were they like the level of Newsboys and these guys?
Guardian?
Yeah.
No, they had one hit.
Okay.
They had a hit called Bottle Rocket.
Like mine, I like Newsboys.
Newsboys.
Yeah.
Newsboys.
And I've interviewed these people. That's how I know most of them. Because I interviewed them at one point. So that's how they got on my radar. But yeah, I'm not that well versed on Christian music.
Newsboys it's actually funny because Newsboys would nowadays be one of those bands that's the lyrics are kind of controversial.
Yeah.
There's a line in the song Shine where they said When you let it shine, you will inspire the kind of end-time turnaround that'll make a bouncer take ballet, even bouncers who aren't happy.
Right. Well, they kind of went mainstream when the God's Not Dead stuff came
Yeah,
out.
a little bit.
They went that kind of about as mainstream as a Christian group can get. The Newsboys kind of went with the whole God's Not Dead, and because that movie's based off one of their songs, and it turned into the whole thing. But anyway,
but we digress.
Big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
For sponsoring the show each and every Friday. They provide us with delicious breakfast treats.
Indeed, they do.
I'm about 50% way through my Coke Zero.
I had a
heavier hotcakes.
I had a one-on-one moment with my hotcakes and sausage. It was delightful.
He did the maneuver, shirtless.
I did
in his car.
In my car. No utensils, just hands in.
That's right.
Like a savage.
Syrup fingers be all over the car. The steering wheel's so sticky now.
That's the way I like it.
But big thank you to McDonald's. They do it every Friday for us, and we appreciate that. Download that app if you have not done so already. And if you have, open that bad boy up and start using it. Knock the cobwebs off that thing and start earning some rewards. And because I get it. Sometimes you're like, I'll just go through the drive-thru and order. Trust me, you'll save yourself time, money, and going to be cooler. I would even dare say your kids, like you've told me, I'd say your kids look at you a little cooler when you do your baller status through the drive-thru.
Ooh, yeah. Well, it is. I mean, honestly, it is because when my kids, and this is something I really enjoy. My kids will, when we're driving through like a bank line or something like that, or any kind of like drive-through, they'll wave and like smile at the people, and like so I'll see the people at the drive-through like wave at me. I'm like, oh, it's the kids, right? So yeah, when they give me the thumbs up to go on through, it's funny because Rihanna will give them the thumbs right back up. Yep.
Yep. But it's an awesome thing. Download it today. It is your friend, and we'll definitely save you some money. And of course, and by the way, because I know the Big Mac is probably one of the most iconic sandwiches in the McDonald's lore of sandwiches
lexicon.
If you have not tried the new Big Mac I dig it. I had me one a couple days ago. I got me one, and it's the Big Mac you know and love, but it feels just a little bit more. I don't know if adult's the right word, but
it's got more flavor to it.
It seems a little more
it's
refined.
Seasoned better. It
more
actually
refined.
has onions in the cooking process.
Yeah, so a little more refined. It gives you a little bit, and they actually, if I remember right, done that process to all of their like hamburgers, double cheeseburgers, everything from like Big Mac on down.
Yep.
They've redone how the procedures on how they make them and cook them, and they do a little bit different. And you do notice the difference. I'm like, oh yeah. To be honest, it kind of reminds me of like older McDonald's, like back when we were kids and you got the Big Macs and things like it. Like I know the world's changed and they probably slightly changed recipes a little bit. To me, this feels more like nostalgic. Growing up in McDonald's as a kid, kind of.
There is, and I've never been able to pinpoint it. I'm not sure exactly what part of the menu it is, but right as you're about to walk in the door of McDonald's, iconically, ever since I was a little kid, they've had a very specific smell that just hits you. You're just like,
might be the fries.
It's like a combination of the fries cooking and also like I think it's like the beef. I feel like they have like the Disney style vents that just like
onion,
blow.
beef, potato.
Now
cooking.
now Roy is the most recent McDonald's alum amongst our cast of characters.
Yes.
Like, so what is this? Do you know the smell? Is that a manufactured smell? Did you make that smell?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You shouldn't say things like that.
Did
you make that smell?
What here? Right. What
He
is
who
that?
smelt it dealt it.
Because I could never pinpoint it or figure it out. It's like beef or what? What's the smell?
It might be the cocktail of the beef, the onions, the pickles.
I'm pretty sure it's the
French
beef.
fries. Maybe
salt.
A little bit of
salt. I think that's maybe what it is.
Could be, but it's a happy smell.
It is.
Well, it's the smoke of the beef
Right.
more than the beef itself.
And I feel like they've rigged their grills up to just the exhaust of the grill is like right next to the front door.
Points it right at you. That's strategy.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
It is absolutely. It's. I remember growing up as a kid that the running joke was always when they talked about chitlins and cooking chitlins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never need to tell your neighbors you're cooking chitlins. You just start cooking, they find out.
Figure it out.
Anyway, I digress. Big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
Probably need to get the hour going.
When you were saying McDonald's is more adult now? Or
Well, I was talking about the Big Mac. Yeah. It feels more like it's for adults.
Yeah. It always takes me back to that joke about when McDonald's started having salads or whatever. And some comedian said, your mascot is a cartoon clown.
Well, it's like people want options.
That's right.
So, actually, I bet they sell a lot of salads. My wife there was a time where, when we go to McDonald's, only thing she'd get was their Southwest salad. That was like her jam for, not that that was just her go-to for like months. And then proclivities change, taste change, or whatever. But anyway, big thank you to McDonald's.
For a split second, they had an Asian salad.
I
want them to bring that back.
All right. I guess it had
oranges in it.
Okay.
And
You know what? I remember the oranges in the salad.
Yeah.
They were like the little Halo Mandarin ones, weren't
And
they?
it had
Little
like
tiny
little-
orange slices in there.
It had crispy noodles, I
That
think.
sounds
in it,
delightful.
Yeah, I remember. I didn't eat it because I don't eat fruit.
Yeah, because
but I saw it.
As the great Ron Swanson said, I don't eat the food that my food eats.
I eat some of that, but usually in the fruit world, not so much. But anyway, big thank you to McDonald's. Kathy Lay with Keep Roswell Clean and Beautiful going to join us here in just a few. We're coming up on that time of year where you can get your free saplings for Arbor Day and all that. So we'll talk about that. Also get an update on what else is going on through Clean and Beautiful here. But first, let us get you up to date on the weather. Hot and windy. If you like that, then that's kind of what we got for the next few days.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. It does look pretty good today, although we will have a little bit of cloud cover and gusty wind around 30 miles an hour. Very warm, our afternoon high in the mid-80s. Overnight, we're in the low 40s, clearing up a little bit with a few lingering clouds and still windy, and then some cloud cover, low 80s and breezy on Saturday. Very windy on Sunday, going up to about 80, partly sunny. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 58 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 24%. Winds currently out of the south at 3 miles per hour. We do have a red flag warning that's going to take effect beginning at noon today and remaining in effect through 7 p.m. this evening. Skies will remain cloudy through mid-morning here, and then gradually the sun will be busting its way through. Expect a high of 86 today, so it's going to be warm, but winds will be blowing out of the west 10 to 15 miles per hour early, increasing 15 to 20 miles per hour later today. For tonight, we're looking at increasing clouds with an overnight low of 46 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest 15 to 20 miles per hour. Look for those winds to drop down after midnight, 5 to 10 miles per hour. For you Saturday, another warm day, partly cloudy, 82 for a high tomorrow. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour in the morning. In the afternoon, out of the southwest, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Saturday night, we're looking at cloudy skies with an overnight low of 54 degrees. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. Again, winds dropping down 5 to 10 after midnight Saturday night. For your Easter Sunday, they're talking patchy blowing dust for the afternoon. So I'm guessing if you got Easter egg hunts and things, probably want to do that in the AM hours. Mostly cloudy for the day, but another warm day. Highs near 80. But the winds are blowing out of the southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour early. As the day progresses, those winds will increase 20 to 25, gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy and breezy with an overnight low of 48. And then Monday, when you head back to work and school, mostly sunny and breezy with highs right around 71. And they're slipping in slight rain chances for Monday night and Tuesday of next week. We'll see if that lingers through the weekend here. All right, it is 22 minutes after 9. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, and then Kathy Lay with Keep Roswell Beautiful, or Keep Roswell Clean and Beautiful, will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Rosa, have you decided where you're going to college yet?
There's so many choices. I'm still not sure.
Well, I've decided to attend the University of New Mexico. It's the only Research One university in the state. It's the flagship, and their academic programs are among the best in the nation.
The University of New Mexico? Can I still apply?
Of course. UNM is New Mexico's best university, and residents of New Mexico get preference in admission. Apply now, and we'll attend UNM together.
The University of New Mexico, New Mexico's University of Opportunity. Apply today at unm.edu.
Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture, and I want to tell you about our store-wide sale happening now. All items in every department are on sale. Upgrade your living space with power reclining sofas and love seats or beautiful sectionals with charging ports. Create ambience with amazing table and floor lamps. Get that long-awaited restful night's sleep with the new Serta mattress. Every department is on sale from our existing prices, so come down to Glenn's Furniture on the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Listen up, golfers. Grab your clubs and get ready for a fun weekend of golf for a great cause, because it's time once again for the Roswell Honda Classic Charity Golf Tournament. April 20th and 21st at the Nancy Lopez Golf Course. This 2-day, 3-person scramble begins Saturday, April 20th with a double shotgun start Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 a.m. and 1 p.m., along with a golf ball drop Sunday at 9 a.m., with prizes for first place, second place, third place, longest drive, and closest to the pin. And a new Honda HR-V driver and putter with a hole-in-one. Plus free barbecue, drinks, and beer for both days. The cost to enter is $450 per 3-person team, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Gonzalez Hope Center. Get more info and register online at roswellhonda.com or register in person. Get your 3-person team together and get signed up now. The Roswell Honda Classic, April 20th and 21st at the Nancy Lopez Golf Course. Sign up today.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 24 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Kathy Lay back with us with Keep Roswell Clean and Beautiful.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good deal. Of course, that's really a sliver of what she does, because she works with a whole volunteer. Like if you want to do volunteering in the community, Kathy's the person, or through the city, I should say.
Even some of the stuff in the community too. Some people sometimes, because we have contacts with other groups that are doing things sometimes too. So
but officially with the city, then odds are you're going to need to talk to Kathy Lay here. So,
and if there's a place that you're interested in volunteering in the community besides like in the city, I'm happy to try to make that connection too, and I will try to get you to the right people. I really love that kind of service in our community. So
that's what, and it's a resource because, and really you do a lot of your job for the city is doing things to make our city better.
I get to do the fun stuff.
Yeah, it's the community stuff, the cleanup events, the service, that way, youth and other community members get involved in taking an active role in making our community better. But and then we get past the trash stuff and get into even a more deep volunteering. If you want to, perhaps intern at the zoo or do some of these kind of things. Those are possibilities that are existing.
Some of those are
out
absolutely
there.
possibilities.
Yeah,
so yes, I love it.
Yeah, but do you want to talk about Arbor Day first, or we want to get some other stuff in first?
Well, we may be setting up something to talk about Arbor Day in depth.
Yes.
Closer to the event.
But we want to put it on your calendar.
And put it on your calendar.
Yes.
So I'll hit on it really kind of briefly.
Well, I would argue that this is probably the most popular event that Clean and Beautiful does.
It is a very popular.
So I would argue now's the time to put it on your radar.
Correct.
And plot and plan.
Correct.
If you would like to participate in this, because it is a first come, first serve type event.
Yes.
However, it's kind of one of the coolest ones too.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have the Travis County Extension offices sending out the master gardeners.
Okay.
So they will have a table set up there that they can answer gardening questions. They can.
So if you don't know what to do with your seedling, they can give you more advice.
And our city arborist Ruben is also going to be there, Ruben Escobar.
Okay.
He is actually the arborist for the city who knows all about trees and stuff. He will be doing planting demonstrations and show you how to plant your seedlings or your trees. We also have the city's drought specialist will be there.
Oh, good deal.
Lady that's doing some cool stuff, can talk about water and about things like that. Plus, you get the Keep Roswell Beautiful. I've got
the
that
swag
little
bag.
the swag bag, yes. And the swag bag this year has got a lot of stuff in it. It's got flyers that have all kinds of information. It'll have the Toss No Moss car trash containers. I'm trying to find where
Perfect
it's
for
at.
your vehicles?
Yep. That you put your trash in.
Yeah.
It's going to have the cups that we have.
Those are nice. Those are completely recycled ones, if I remember.
They are made of sustainable wheat.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, wheat stalk.
I have a green one that's really nice.
I love those. I love them so much. We have energy efficient.
Can always use extra light bulbs in the house.
Extra.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to find the right place to put it from Excel Energy.
And you know what, though? Mm-hmm. This is something I've noticed.
What?
And this is a good thing.
Okay.
Like over the years, since we've switched to our LCD and more modern light bulbs.
Right.
I get a lot of free light bulbs, things like this.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
But because the light bulbs have better shelf life and everything,
yeah, and they last.
I literally don't have to change them very often. So I've got,
I've
got all kinds of free light bulbs.
A lot of people have a lot of these LED
because my other ones are still going,
and I keep giving it more.
So this is cool, but at some point we're like, hey, I got enough light bulbs.
Okay, I got light bulbs.
We got
if you need more light bulbs.
But I noticed that. I was thinking the other day, I was like, with these LEDs, I don't change as much. Now I got all these extra light bulbs.
My gosh, it's like these things have so many. I was trying to 25,000 hours of light from this one little light bulb, and it's 100-watt equivalent to light.
Yeah.
But it only uses 15 watts of energy.
Yeah, so you get the brightness without the use.
Brightness with
the energy.
And I don't know if it was you or someone else told me that the way these work is that the old light bulbs got hot and stuff because they actually displayed all the light.
Sure.
These actually narrow down the width so that it's just the visible light, so they use a lot less energy.
So it's actually a safer
It's
light
safer.
bulb.
It uses less energy. It costs less to use them. They last longer.
It's one of those things where it's, we all want to, we talk about going green and all that. Sure, we all want to do that.
Yeah.
But the only way it's really going to work is if you can make the greener things as good or as better as the other products. And in the case of LED light bulbs, it went exceeding what we did before.
And make them reasonably priced.
Exactly. And
So
that's a very simple way for you to go green and be more efficient and frugally better.
Yes.
Because quite frankly, because you get light bulbs for, like, if you just hang out with Kathy or someone like, you'll get all your free light bulbs and you never have to buy them because they never die. So you're really saving money.
Yeah, come to our event, you'll save money. But we have these. Excel Energy donated those.
Good deal. So big thank you to Excel.
They're wonderful. Thank you to Excel for keeping our light bulbs in stock. And then we have these really cool. Everything's going to be in one of these shopping totes. So you'll get one of these reusable shopping totes.
Good deal.
But then we also have these really cool folding shopping totes that are tucked into a pocket. I keep some of these in my purse.
Oh yeah.
These are the newest ones that we just got actually just this week. They unfold and they actually have a built-in
So it'll be a
pocket.
perfect trip to the grocery store. Fits in your purse or pocket if you needed to. Yeah.
Or a backpack or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you can get your stuff, put it in this, and then when you get home, you can just fold it back up, put it back in this little pouch that's sewn in, and then you've got to
especially
put it
shop
right
at
back.
places don't even offer bags, like your Sam's Clubs or whatever. That might be
that's
very
really
handy
helpful.
for you to
And you get
use.
like some of the places give you credit for having a bag instead of the
sometimes
plastic
they'll
bag.
knock a few bucks off your
5 cents
your
off a
purchase.
bag for however many
You're saving them a little money by using your own bag.
plastic.
So.
And so anyway, these are really cool with the
And
pocket
that's a
being
bigger
sewn on
one,
the
which
inside.
means you could get a
Bigger,
lot. Like
sturdier.
I see some of them, but it's like you only fit like 3 things in it. This one you can fit.
This one is a pretty good size.
A couple gallons of milk and everything else in there.
Yeah, and it even with the pocket on the inside, it actually you can
put your
carry it in there,
Mentos or your
put
Tic
little
Tacs
things
or
in
whatever there.
Yeah.
Because when we get tempted by the checkout line,
yes, you'll get one of these really cool bags. Nice. This year, we're also going to have flower seeds that have a few. We have a few packages, not a ton of them. But
It's
we
all
have like
first come, first
100.
serve.
Yeah, we got like 100 packs of flower seeds, assorted flower seeds. We have trees that are going to be the ones everybody always wants to know. The kind we ordered and we're hoping to get. We have to wait till we get there to see which ones are viable.
Gotcha.
But these are the ones we've requested and that we've ordered. Afghanistan pine, Arizona sycamore, bur oak, hackberry, lilac. We get lilacs this year.
Nice.
I love lilacs. New Mexico locust, pinyon, Rocky Mountain junipers. And then we also, those are going to be the small little bare root ones. They're the ones that are in little, the very limited.
It's a pretty big variety.
Yes, it's a good variety.
And here's the thing too, is all these tree are
adapted,
sanctified, or basically
or
certified
native.
to grow well in our climate.
Yes, they're either native to New Mexico or well adapted to our climate.
Yeah, these
because
are
they come from areas like ours.
Yeah, these were picked to be in our region.
Absolutely.
So don't think these are like, wow, these trees won't thrive. No, these were designed for our drier, arid,
drought resistant,
being a little bit more forgiving to watering and things like that.
Yes. And then we also are getting 200 of the potted Afghanistan pine in 1 gallon containers.
Oh, good.
So
deal.
we actually have 200 of those that are actually in the pot.
Okay.
So it's going to be a wide variety.
And also remember, these are seedlings. They're not full trees.
No.
Which means, and of course, while you're there, talk to the master gardeners and everything. But they're going to be small, and but they
grow fast.
And so also, just because they're tiny now doesn't mean you put them up not by the house, because sometimes they're going to be trees, they're going to be roots. And if you want to find out why your plumber hates you in about 10 years, then you'll learn.
Or why you hate yourself in 10 years, right?
but so plan accordingly. Even though it looks like a sapling or a small tree, this will be a full-size adult tree someday. So you need to plant it in a place that has room for that to be a tree.
And you can ask about that whenever you're there. They are going to be people who are experts in this that will be able to answer your questions.
Absolutely.
So we'll give you your goodie bag.
Yeah. And I know like one of those generic-y rules when it comes to planting that I always hear is make the hole like 3 times bigger than the plant you're putting in.
Oh, interesting. See, I don't know that.
Yeah, especially with trees and stuff, because you got to give
lots of fruit.
Yeah, you got to loosen up the dirt to allow the roots to take hold.
Yes.
So you kind of dig that hole bigger so that the dirt around it's loose for the roots.
Yes.
That's what I've been told. I mean,
I don't know.
My thumb is as brown as can be. So
mine is not completely black, but I'm certainly not the expert. I've tried trees. I have one that is living still that I got when it was a little seedling. But I've planted. I actually brought lilacs from my childhood home, and it grew well, and then it died. I don't know what happened.
That's why I talk to guys like Roswell Seed when once it's in the ground, it's like, how do I keep this thing alive?
Absolutely. But we have people that'll be there for it.
They'll be helping.
So now it's going to be. Hey, mark your calendar. You ready? April 13th.
Yes.
At the Spring River Zoo. It's going to be
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. 9 a.m. is when the doors will open the doors to start letting people. The zoo doesn't normally open until 10, but it'll be open at 9 o'clock.
I will warn you.
Yeah.
People will be there. People will be there waiting in line before 9 a.m.
Correct.
It happens every single year.
Correct.
Good news is you usually have hundreds of trees to give out.
We have ordered over 1,000 trees that are seedlings and 200 potted trees.
So there's a lot of trees.
There's a lot of trees.
But it is first come, first serve.
It is first come, serve.
Please be patient.
We had close to that many, not quite that many last year, and we were out of everything a little after 10 a.m.
I've yet to hear a year where you guys take
We give it away
back.
every year. Yeah. It's always gone before 11 o'clock, but the event is 9 to 11 or until everything's gone.
Till the saplings.
Till the saplings are gone. But the others will be there to answer questions till 11.
And that's, please, talk to the expert.
Yes.
I'm telling you, the master gardeners, they've forgotten more about gardening than you know.
Amazing.
They do so much. And by the way, I think they do a library thing every month if you want to come and listen to them do a free thing.
Yeah.
Ask them on Saturday on the 13th, and they'll be happy to talk more about that. But,
not just green thumbs, they have all 10 green fingers.
and like and I'm not talking just your backyard and garden, from commercial farm and ranching experience. They are very knowledgeable and tap into that resource. Yep. It is a very good
plan
resource.
to be there for Arbor Day. So that's my Arbor Day spiel.
Yes.
And
we'll talk more about that as we get a little closer to the 13th.
We can go into it. We'll review it again closer to then. But just so you know, that's our Arbor Day thing. Something I'll also like to bring up and mention is we have now the library cleanup kits. I'm going to find which direction it goes. I always go the wrong way.
Yeah, always.
There it is.
You're right there.
Right there we are. I see the camera. I'm not used to camera
I have to do a double.
I'm really bad. I'm really bad. But in the Roswell Library, Keep Roswell Beautiful got grant funding to purchase cleanup kits.
Okay.
It is a bucket, a trash grabber, safety vest, bags, gloves, some work gloves, some disposable gloves. You can go into the library and check it out.
Okay.
Just like,
you go like a library book or something else.
Just like a book. They have kits. They have quite a few different kinds of kits and things of things you can do with them. But this is one of the kits or one of the kinds of kits they have.
Okay.
It's a cleanup kit. if you have noticed when you take walks that there's trash around, or if you like to go into parks or something and you've seen trash there, you want to do something meaningful while you're there getting some exercise this spring. You can check them out. Their library hours make it very convenient.
And do you turn it in when you're done, like a library? I imagine like the trash bags and the disposable gloves.
No, you don't have to worry about that.
But
the only thing you bring back is the bucket, the safety vest, and the trash grabber.
Yeah, and maybe if they got the non-temporary, like the big.
You can, this is, the gloves are yours to keep.
Okay.
The bucket, the trash grabber, and the safety vest you bring back.
Those are borrowable.
You return.
Yeah.
And then when you return it, what we have is we actually have this little tracking card.
Okay.
That you just put, because we can count that volunteer time. It's really useful. But if you don't want to put your full name, you can put your first name. But you can put your full name, where you cleaned up, the date you cleaned up, if it was multiple dates, the area, like how many bags of trash, how many hours, just for 4 questions. Bum, 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 bum. Leave it with the kit, and then we track the impact.
And that's important for Clean and Beautiful because
it's really great.
This really helps with funding.
It helps with funding.
When they go to Santa Fe to tell them what they've been doing with the money they've been giving them.
Why the money is important to our community.
This is them saying, well, we have 80,000 hours of volunteers that have gone. And I'm just picking a random number.
I would love that number.
Yeah. And that is the proof. And so when they go and they present it to the legislators and things, and so when they say, by the way, we'd like to increase our funding 20% on
and
this.
that is so useful for that. And it's like we can also say how many, literally, we have volunteers who have picked up tons and tons of trash and litter. And we can track it one bag at a time, just like this. But check out, if you're in the library and you want to do some cleaning up, it's so easy now to get your hands on the cleanup supplies. It's free. Check it out. Go do some cleaning up.
It'd be a good excuse for you to get a library card anyway if you don't have one.
It's wonderful. So that is something I want to make sure I push, those library cleanup kits. The next thing I'm so excited about. We have, this is so cool, a new pilot program at the landfill that is restarting recycling.
Okay.
You may have heard, but recycling in Roswell is back.
Good.
And we are thrilled. They have the recycling containers at the city landfill. It's at 3006 West Brasher.
Yes.
So it's 3006 or 3006 West Brasher Road. It is free to drop off recycled things. They're accepting corrugated cardboard, grade 1 and grade 2 plastic bottles. You just look on the plastic, it'll say 1 or 2 with a little triangle. Aluminum cans, tin cans, rinse them out, clean them up, separate them because they're going to have separate containers for the cardboard, for the plastic, and for the metals. They have aluminum cans and tin cans. The landfill has worked out an agreement with Green Tree Solid Waste Authority.
Okay.
It's in Ruidoso Downs.
Okay.
Once a week, they literally take all the recycled stuff, or a portion of the recycled stuff, up to Green Tree. They recycle it for free for us.
Okay.
So it's free.
And
to
that's
drop
been the
it
problem. We want to do it, but what do we do with the stuff?
It still costs money because they have to get it and they have to deliver it.
Yeah, and so now we have a resource to do with it now, so we can bring it back in. And it's not that recycling wasn't done, but it's no good to collect recyclables if you can't recycle it.
There's no place to take it hardly. The metals are actually picked up by our Roswell Recycling Center. They pick up the metal cans and the aluminum cans and tin cans. And if you have metal, they actually buy metal for recycling. So you can take it there and they'll pay you. So if you want to take your metal things to Roswell Recycling Center, let them know. But if you want to just deliver it all to the landfill and just do it for free, you can do your corrugated cardboard. And like I said, you can do corrugated cardboard, plastics 1, plastics 2, and tin cans and aluminum cans. They also have been partnering with other organizations or businesses, really, that are in Roswell that also do recycling.
Okay.
So if you are a business that does recycling, contact the city landfill, let them know. Target is one that does recycling. They accept batteries, size AAA through D, 9 volts. They do glass, plastic, cell phones, ink cartridges, plastic bottles, grade 1 and 2, and aluminum cans.
Oh, wow.
So they've got a lot of stuff that they accept for recycling.
Sure.
I also have a list of all the businesses. This is something I'll put in our Arbor Day bag, but I have a list of other businesses in Roswell. If you would like that list, I'd be happy to get it to you, of places that accept things like those CFLs, those curly light bulbs, or the fluorescent light bulbs. I've got a whole list, like that Acme Iron and Metal, Albertsons Market does plastic bags, Home Depot does those fluorescent lights, batteries, CFLs. Like I mentioned, Target. You can also take things that if you can't find any place and they're still good, take them to your thrift stores. Goodwill, Humane Society, Salvation Army, any of those places.
And they help. That's helping the nonprofit, because they'll turn around, sell it, and use the money for whatever organization they're supporting.
If you can keep from throwing it away, don't throw it away.
Absolutely.
So that is some of the stuff as far as for recycling. If you're interested in any of this stuff, let me know. If you want to have me do a presentation to your school or to a club or to an organization, I can be happy to come and talk there as well. If you want cleanup kits, big cleanup kits or more cleanup supplies, let me know. I can get you bulk cleanup supplies for community cleanups. It's free. I never charge for anything. I also have a trailer that is filled with cleanup supplies that you can borrow for bigger cleanups.
Gotcha.
And that even has like shovels, rakes, loppers, trash, a big trash can, a dump wagon.
Like for a group that is
if you've got a group
cleaning up
that wants to do a big cleanup in a public area, and it can be any public space that's open to the public, you are welcome to use our stuff. We'll do it for free.
Sure.
And I'm with Keep Roswell Beautiful, the city of Roswell, and I'll be happy to hook you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Just reach out to, again, Kathy Lay with Keep Roswell Beautiful.
Yep.
Anything with this, but volunteering too.
Yep.
If you want more questions about volunteering at some of the facilities at the city here, Kathy's the one you need to contact.
Yeah, at least I can get you connected.
And, of course, summer months are coming up, so now's the time to start locking that stuff into place now.
I need help for Arbor Day, April 13th. Volunteers will sign in at 7:30 to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9. We're setting up. 9 a.m. we start.
We anticipate hundreds of cars coming through in a short amount of time.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of moving parts to get everyone in and out.
I mean, we got to get all this stuff put in the bags,
So if you'd like to volunteer, reach out to Kathy.
Yes. You can call City Hall and ask to speak to the Keep Roswell Beautiful Program Coordinator, Kathy Lay. So if you can't remember, because I give my numbers, you may be driving in the car, working or whatever.
Yeah.
So just call City Hall, ask for Kathy Lay or Keep Roswell Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then, or volunteer coordinator. You can contact me through either title. That's kind of both of my things.
Yeah,
so.
she put it this way. You call her and say, "Can I talk to Kathy?"
That'll work.
They'll find a way to get you to her.
Yeah. And I'll do what I can to hook you up. I do know that the city of Roswell is not coordinating the UFO festival this year. We're supporting and trying to do
Main
things
Street
to support
and a few other community entities.
But if you want to volunteer, they need volunteers
Absolutely.
too. So speaking of volunteers, that's one I know that's coming up in July.
Sure.
That they're definitely going to need a lot of
And the way they're
hands on
setting
deck.
it up is it's all collaborative. So the stuff that say the Main Street's doing, the paper's doing, that Galacticon's doing, all of that's going to be through one-stop shop type information. Where the city is the logistics side of it, making sure that the facilities are available.
We're kind of a support
making
system
sure traffic is blocked off and doing all the logistical side of pulling off UFO festivals. The city, that's what they're handling.
Right.
As far as the
I know
content,
who to contact for volunteering, and I will hook you up if you're interested.
Yeah,
so if you want to do that, it's not going through the city.
Kathy has a few connections at Main Street too,
I will
and at various other places. Yes. But yeah, please get involved and like I said, if you want to volunteer for Arbor Day, please reach out and maybe that's the start. You do there, and then we can maybe come out to some of the other events going on here too, or learn more about other opportunities.
There's a cleanup that same day for a Spring River cleanup on April 13th. That's going to be that morning, and they're going to be setting up at the by the museum in that overflow parking. But I mean, that's a Roswell leadership cleanup. And so they're going to be doing a Spring River cleanup, and they're looking for volunteers too.
And don't forget,
so many things to do.
If you're an organization that wants to adopt parks and things like we were talking about, Kathy's and like you said, if you need the trailer supplies or go to the library and get you one of those bucket kits.
Right.
But if that's not enough, call and she can get the trailer to come out.
Sure.
And like if you're a church group or civic organization or youth group or whatever, and you want to adopt a stretch of highway or a piece of park or or a neighborhood, community space, whatever that is. Obviously private property, you want to talk to people and get that.
If it's somebody's private home, I'm afraid, we can't, the city can't do that.
Right.
But if it's public space, if you're going around your neighborhood and you're cleaning up around that neighborhood, if you're going like some of the people wanted to clean up the big parking lot in the area around the mall, city doesn't own the parking lot, but it's public space.
Absolutely.
And it blows all over the place. So you want a public area that is open to the public.
Yeah.
I'll give you cleanup supplies to clean it up.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's kind of, it's not to clean up your... Now, but don't get me wrong, if you want to do a neighborhood cleanup for yourself, call Kathy.
Yeah.
She has lots of resources to help you there, too.
I have resources to help you.
If you want to organize something like that, please use her as a resource or even talk to Neighborhood Watch a little bit. Because they're revamping
They've
and restarting.
restarted their program as well, and they've done a couple of really big cleanups where they got permission from the neighborhood people. The people would bring their like old furniture and junk out to the corner or to the edge of their property, kind of, and they coordinated to get Youth Challenge Academy and community service workers and stuff to come around. We had dumpsters, grappler trucks, all kinds of stuff. They did 2 huge cleanups last year.
That's awesome.
So if you guys want to organize a big cleanup, we'll hook you up.
And that's how we make our community better.
Absolutely.
If you're waiting for government or people to do these things, you're going to wait forever. Obviously, Kathy works for the city. They're going to roll up their sleeves to help you, but she's not everywhere. She's not living in your neighborhood. She's not living and seeing it. You are.
Absolutely.
And so it's up to you sometimes to get the word out that that's what needs to be done, whether you do it yourself or raise awareness for others to do it.
And then we will make it possible.
Yeah, everything. If you want a better community, you are the one that needs to get out and get involved and hope and be the example for others to join in on it. That's how it is. And really everything we're talking about that you do through your side of things is really that we all need to step up to work together, whether it's volunteering at the zoo.
That's why I love my job.
or to make sure that the parks that we enjoy in this city are just as beautiful today 20 years from now as they are today.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to
for us and for our kids and for all of us. I mean, it's so much better. It makes our environment a nice place to be.
Absolutely. We have plenty of desert. We don't have, the green and the trees we do have, we need to take care of.
Yeah. Did you know that in cleaner areas that they have statistically shown there's lower crime rates?
That makes sense.
Property values go up.
All
kinds
it's
of
human
things
nature.
happen.
How many times do you walk into a fancy building and next thing you know, your posture changes? You get a little more like, I need to behave myself in here. Then you're at home. And it's just, you're slouching.
Yeah.
That's human nature.
It's like it sends signals when things are kind of trashy and dumpy and stuff. It's like it almost encourages negative behavior.
Absolutely.
But when we clean things up and make them beautiful, it literally statistically has shown less litter is thrown there, lower crime rates, less fires.
Yeah.
That I thought was interesting. Less fires in that neighborhood. And it's like, it's wonderful. It just benefits us all the way around.
You walk down the street, and if you're seeing cigarette butts laying on the street, people are more likely just throw the cigarette butt. But if they notice there's nothing there, people are like, maybe I should put this in the trash. You know,
it's statistically proven to be true.
Humans we're very easily influenced by things.
Yes, we are. Subtle things.
Yeah.
And subconscious things that influence our behaviors and our attitude, and also our state of mind and how we feel about life and ourselves in general.
Absolutely.
So it can be a positive influence for everything.
So really lead by the example.
Yeah.
Pick up, do the thing, and even from time to time, if you want little because she's always got swag and things, and you're like, she'll have a little change person thing. Like, hey, do you have one of those things I keep in my pocket whenever I put my cigarette butts in it? I bet I got one laying around here. You can help you out with. There's options to do that.
I'm always like, I love doing that because those are promotional items that actually have a positive impact on top of it. So it's like, I love being able to use funds that I get through grants and through matching and donations and stuff to be able to do this kind of stuff, to put things in people's hands that have a positive impact.
But she gave us these cute little Android, these are jump drives.
Yeah, they're USB jump drives.
Look
they're
like
promotion
kind of the Android robot, or one could argue a trash can or R2-D2. I would even make an argument for a charcoal grill. But But anyway, it's really cool. So thank you for that. But
You're welcome.
And this is actually useful because
they're actually useful.
I
don't want stuff that's promotional items that are just trash.
Sure.
That's going to end up stuck, like I said, stuck in some cabinet somewhere.
Things you use every day.
Nobody uses.
Don't.
I want stuff that people will go, oh, that's cool, and I like this. I want to keep this.
Absolutely.
And then it's got a reminder.
It'll remind
Keep
you.
Roswell Beautiful is on there. So if you want to remember, it's got our Facebook thing on the back. It's got our logo on the front, our information, contact information. All of the things we have that on it.
Yeah.
So it's a good item, but it's a useful item.
Absolutely.
It's something that you can use, and it also is a resource that can save energy.
Something you just don't throw away.
Nope. And it's going to be sustainable and safe on plastic and trash and litter.
Kind of defeat the purpose if you're offering things that people don't want. Throw it away.
You got time for one snippet?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we do.
This was amazing. I was doing a presentation in one of the high schools.
Mm-hmm.
One of the high school students asked, how many years is it going to take at the rate we are having waste and trash, throwing away stuff into the landfills to fill up all the landfills? I challenge you to Google that question. How many years will it take to fill up the landfills?
I don't know.
You want me to Google? I'm going to have to Google it to make sure it still comes up the same answer.
Yeah,
because I don't want to say it. I can't believe it. It's like it blows. It literally, we have.
I don't even want to, because I couldn't even give you an educated guess.
We have to start recycling, reusing, repurposing. How many? I'm going to do it real quick if we've got time.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, just she was curious what the Google answer is.
Land.
Sean's my designated Googler on the show, so
landfills.
He's my DG, my designated Googler.
I'm looking real quick. Filled. I don't know if it'll pull it up on that or not.
Yeah, if you need it, it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
Between 30 to 50 years.
Wow, that's not very long.
And then one of the ones that we said, till we run out of landfill space, how many years? As early as 22 years.
Wow.
What are we going to do with all this trash if we don't start making smart choices?
Gotta get creative.
You going to live? You planning on living? I'm planning on living 22 years. What are we going to do with all this trash? Because it's amazing. We don't realize how fast it's adding up.
Yeah.
It's piling up, and they're filling we out here in the desert don't see it as much because we have so much open space.
Sure.
But people are living in a lot of that land. We're farming a lot of that land. We're utilizing that land. We can't just start digging holes and burying it there. So we have to start being efficient with. That's why. Use a reusable bag.
Sure.
Use a reusable cup.
Sure.
Use light bulbs that are extended longer.
Yeah.
If we can, don't throw your trash on the road because that's actually worse. It starts going.
Sure.
But if we can start coming up and reusing things, recycling things, wash out the cans and take them to the places so they can be recycled. Don't just burn your cardboard or throw it away. It's the landfills or take it to the landfills, trash rather.
Yeah.
It's causing more damage. And so anyway, that was something that just shocked me.
Well, and it's just the little things that everyone does that, and if enough people do it, you do see an impact.
Oh, it adds up amazing.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how fast it adds
up. And
up.
obviously, like you said, we got something they're going to have to crunch numbers and deal with here, and the recycling will slow that a little bit.
It'll slow it.
But it also buys time for them to whatever technologies we do to either make landfills more efficient or better or
find better ways to reclaim more of it.
It buys time to learn these things,
it does.
Because technology will get better.
It will.
Like you look at recycling right now.
Oh, yeah.
And it's only going to get better from here.
Yes. And we have it back in Roswell. And you don't have to I had met some people, they literally saved all their stuff because they had to go to Albuquerque once a month because they had to go see a specialist there that they had for medical, regular treatments.
So it kind of worked in their schedule.
They dropped off. They literally would save all the recycling for a month and take it there. They're so happy because now they actually have a place local. Because it was like they had to take some stuff here, some stuff there.
It was
an ordeal.
12 trips, and now it's a one-stop shop.
Now they can literally take a whole bunch of the stuff out to our landfill.
And the more convenient it will be, the more people will do it.
Yeah. Target, they've got a lot of stuff they recycle. They're right downtown.
Yeah.
If you live out on the south side of town, the landfill's right down there.
Technically, I can walk to it from where I'm at.
There you go.
It's really that close. I can walk to Target from my house.
Yeah.
It's that close.
So anyway, but that's my big push today is about recycling. That was what I wanted to talk about the most.
So get out there and get involved. And then, of course, mark April 13th on your calendar.
Now you know.
Spring River Zoo is our
It'll be on the patio by the carousel.
Very good.
So that's where it's going to be. We're going to be staging everything and setting everything up with the tables.
Give an excuse to walk around the park.
Yeah,
and
it's pretty.
Knock on wood, it'll be a nice day.
Yeah, I hope it's a nice day. And they've got like the train tracks have been repaired. The train, there's all kinds of stuff. There's a beautiful mural that Keep Roswell Beautiful did.
Hang out and enjoy the zoo while you're there.
You can take pictures that are butterfly mural. It makes it look like you have wings. Yeah. We have a butterfly bench that's made of metal. You can sit in it. Looks like you've got wings. Come out to the zoo and enjoy those as well.
Absolutely. Come out, make a day of it.
Yeah.
Bring a picnic basket and sit out on the field and have a picnic.
There's the new playground. Some of the new playground equipment there is nice.
Yeah.
So, beautiful day.
Come out and don't plant your trees at the park. They got enough trees. Take them home with you.
We actually have people that are doing that.
They'll be like, hey, let's put the tree here.
Take
them
home.
Yeah, take them
and
home.
plant them and water
them.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Kathy.
Thank you,
and we'll see you here next time.
Okay.
All right, 9:57. Let's do Wall Street Business Update and a quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Thank you.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. The latest word on inflation comes from a gauge of prices closely watched by the Federal Reserve. The so-called PCE index shows prices rose 0.3% last month, a slightly smaller increase than analysts were expecting. It demonstrates that inflation does remain a challenge despite repeated interest rate hikes by the Federal Reserve. Wall Street is closed today in observance of Good Friday. The stock market wrapped up trading yesterday with the Dow gaining 47 points, closing just above 39,807. The Nasdaq ended 20 points lower. The S&P advanced 5 points. Despite some fits and starts, the market benefited from a robust rally in the first quarter. Asian shares have ended mostly higher in quiet Good Friday holiday trading. Along with the U.S., European markets are closed today. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Get excited, get ecstatic. It's time once again for the annual Richland Easter Egg Hunt. Saturday, March 30th, 11 a.m. sharp at Carpenter Park on Southeast Main at Buena Vista, just south of Richland Dodge. Enjoy free snowies, free hot dogs and ice cold drinks, and of course, a ton of awesome Easter eggs, candy, and more. And while you're there, hop on over to Richland Dodge and take a look at the exquisite selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. So bring everybody to the annual Richland Easter Egg Hunt. Saturday, March 30th, 11 a.m. sharp at Carpenter Park on Southeast Main at Buena Vista in Roswell.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. I greatly appreciate that. Hope all of you have a blessed and happy Easter weekend. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. Monday morning with an all-new show. Unless they fire me between now and then, which I don't think so, but you never know. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. Take care.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Political dignitaries, friends, and family have gathered to honor the late former U.S. Senator Joe Lieberman of Connecticut. A funeral service today in Stamford, the hometown of the four-term senator. Lieberman died Wednesday in New York City from complications from a fall. He was 82. Correspondent Norman Hall gives us the latest developments on the Maryland Bridge collapse.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers will use the largest crane on the eastern seaboard to help remove the wreckage of Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge brought down by a cargo vessel. The machine can lift up to 1,000 tons. Governor Wes Moore says Maryland deeply appreciates support and the $60 million the federal government has provided so far. Moore says removing the wreckage and replacing the bridge will be extremely difficult.
We have a very long road ahead of us. We understand that, and we're prepared.
The port's closure has ships waiting offshore, drying up work for dock workers, and crippling regional shipping. I'm Norman Hall.
Also at townhall.com, correspondent Donna Warder reports on immigration legislation in Georgia.
Georgia's legislature passed a bill Thursday that would require authorities to check the immigration status of people sent to jail. If law enforcement agencies refuse to do so, they'd risk losing state funding for failing to work with immigration officials. Local officials could also face misdemeanor charges. The bill gained traction after a Venezuelan man immigration officials say entered the U.S. illegally allegedly beat to death a nursing student on the University of Georgia campus. Democrats have raised concerns that such an immigration law would turn local law enforcement into immigration police. I'm Donna Warder.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Biden has started tracking Christians like cattle. Yes, you heard it right. He pressured banks to tag transactions for certain keywords. One of them is Holy Bible. That's a horrifying and creepy attack on our religious freedoms. It's made possible by a digital financial system that makes you a sitting duck. But you do have other options. I recommend a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. I'm Lance Wallnow, a news analyst, a best-selling author, and evangelical leader to people who cherish their financial independence. A precious metals IRA can help you avoid the scrutiny of Biden's anti-Christian bureaucracy while also preserving your retirement savings. To find out more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word faith to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and see how a gold IRA can help you. Text faith to 989898. There are no strings attached. So text faith to the number 989898 right now and take action to protect your own prosperity.
More complaints are filed against Boeing.
Some Texas-based Boeing plant workers are accusing the company of firing staff who brought up safety concerns. The company recently announced its president will leave at the end of the year, follows multiple incidents involving Boeing planes, the first being a door plug panel being ripped off an Alaska Airlines flight in early January. Employees at Boeing's Port of San Antonio plant filed a complaint with the National Labor Relations Board. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Georgia lawmakers agreeing on pay raises for public school teachers and state employees, although they still have differences to work out in the upcoming budget. It also includes spending boosts for education, health care, and mental health. Public school teachers would get a $2,500 raise starting July 1st. State and university employees also would get a 4% pay raise, up to $70,000 in salary. Breaking news at townhall.com. New York City turning to tech to help combat a surge in crime underground.
City officials unveiling a pilot program to deploy portable gun scanners in the subway system. Mayor Eric Adams says the scanners will be introduced in certain stations after a legally mandated 90-day waiting period. Adams says they're working to identify companies with expertise in weapons detection technology. One legal aid attorney says gun detection systems can trigger false alarms, causing panic. Rich Thomason reporting.
Louis Gossett Jr., the first black man to win a supporting actor Oscar and an Emmy winner for his role in the TV miniseries Roots, has died. He was 87. A magnitude 2.8 earthquake reported in southern Illinois. It was near the Missouri state line. No injuries or damage have been reported. More on these stories.